Swaggy Vets, attention! Right pace, forward!
You are now on the set of the Swaggy Vets show. We do it for the sisters, bros from coast to coast. A place where it's safe to go to make sure that a soldier's stories are told. All around the globe, going worldwide, representing military pride. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe.
You should already be at the position of a 10 for them boys when they come out, the original first Swaggy veteran. And then you got that boy Big Pen. Hey man, salute me or shoot me. And if you ain't no vet, you better not talk like one.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Swaggy Vets Podcast. I'm your host, Big Pen. I got my co-host here with me, Super Swaggy. What's up, my man?
What's going on, man?
Hey, we got an amazing guest today, y'all. Amazing guest. Today's guest is Mr. Robert O'Neill, former U.S. Navy SEAL, highly decorated combat veteran, one of the most well-known operators of our generation. From growing up in Montana, completing some of the most dangerous missions in the war of terror, Robert's story is one of grit, brotherhood, and relentless determination. He's a warrior, a leader, and a man who has carried the weight of history on his shoulders. Let's welcome to the stage, everybody, Mr. Robert O'Neill.
Gentlemen, appreciate it. Thanks for having me on Swaggy Vet, man. Thank you.
Man, we appreciate you, brother. So, man, Butte, Montana.
Yeah, Butte is what it is. You guys will love it there. Anytime veterans go up there, they love it. It's a mining town. It's a beer drinking town. And if you happen to end up in a fight, it's okay because you get up and you dust each other off, go back, have a beer together. It's a hardworking town. It's a great place. All 4 seasons. You can do hunt, fish. You can ski or whatever, snowboard, and then you got the football, wrestling. The only thing we don't have up there is lacrosse. That's about it.
Okay. I'll tell you, I was over the road trucking for a year or two, and I went through Montana a couple times, and I'll tell you like I said, it's God's country, man. It's so beautiful.
Can I ask you a question? How was trucking across the country? What was that like for a living?
It was awesome, man. It sucks for your health. But what I did was I ordered food from a company, and I'd be out for about a week and a half, and then I'd come back. So I had all my meals in my refrigerator in my truck, and I just pop them in the microwave, and they were really healthy. So I stayed fairly in shape, and I had my rucksack with me. I'd be rucking around the doggone the truck stops, do some sprints and stuff, and people would look at me like, yeah. But
I always thought that was cool. That would be a cool line of work. And I know she had asked my wife one time. I said, Jess, I kind of want to get a big rig and like maybe go across the country. And she said, cool. What does your next wife think about that?
I liked it, man. It was good money, but my wife, she was like, you know what? You're spending too much time away from home. So I came back, and actually now I'm a contractor for 160th, man.
Oh, cool. That's great.
Yeah, I like those guys. Those guys are rock stars, man.
Yeah, they're good dudes, man. They're the most professional ones I've worked with, I think.
Yeah. So you're a basketball player, man.
Yeah, that's what we did. I watched back in the day, back in the 80s. My cousin showed me a video called "Come Fly with Me," Michael Jordan, MJ, and that's before he's just a young kid on a team he's trying to build, which. Inevitably, I'm not trying to start an argument, made him the GOAT because he built the Chicago Bulls. But just watching him play, I was like, that's just a cool sport. There was a we didn't have iPhones, we didn't have the internet. We had like 2 channels on TV, and there's an elementary school with a hoop. So I just went there, started doing that, and my dad actually played at the University of Montana, and he said, "You want to play hoops? I'll play hoops." And he and I just started playing together, and then it turned into some fun to proper. Mechanics and all the basics, and which actually ended up helping me with tactics and shooting. But then we got into playing every single day, and it got serious. And I would play junior high or whatever, then high school, and then we started. Once I got into high school, we got to a point where he and I were practicing, we couldn't leave the gym until one of us made 20 free throws in a row. And it's starts with a make, and then you got to shoot until you miss, and then next guy gets a shot. And that's something where it can take you 2 minutes and it can take you 3 hours, but someone's got to make 20. And then we also start every new season, it would be then 20 to leave the gym. That's every day, but then 20 to get a steak at a place called the Derby. but that would go up by 5 every time we hit it. So 20, 25, eventually you're at a spot where 20 to leave the gym, but 70 to get a steak. And my dad set the family record making 91 in a row, which stood for about 5 days because then I made 105. And, nice. I got good at free throws. I was never good. I played 1 year of college, but I was never good enough to make it a career. What I got out of it was if you want to be good at something, do it 1,000 times. If you want to be really good, do it 10,000 times. Want to master it, do it 100,000 times. And it still stays with me now. So I'm better at shooting, dry firing, practicing the tactics to get into a concealed carry when you're wearing a jacket, stuff like that. And even like, if I'm watching a college game or an NBA game and dude makes or misses his first free throw, why are you leaving the line to give 5 to your friends? You're doing your job. Do everything like you do anything. And that's probably my crazy tactical head, but yeah, basketball was a big part of my life.
And it seems like the way you describe your dad, he kind of set that discipline in you early on.
Yeah, he did, because that's still back in the day too, where you can legit fight your dad. And my advice for all kids is, I don't give a fuck how tough you think you are. Dad strength and grown-ass man strength is different. So having your dad, it's almost like the U.S. military does this. You don't need to whip my ass. Just have a deterrent that that I could. That's just good fatherhood. So, yeah, we had a good relationship, man. I talk to him pretty much every day still.
Yeah, man. And I seen you talking about how you were hunting. I've never tasted elk, but hearing you talk about elk and like the way Joe Rogan talks about, I want some elk, man.
All right. After we do the recap debrief after this, I want your address. I'm going to send you some elk. Right after. Both of y'all get some elk, seriously.
Thank you so much, brother.
Oh, you'll be happy. You'll be a lifetime customer.
Okay, awesome.
Colorado, and I ate some elk burgers and stuff up there.
Oh,
like
yeah.
I want to try some bison next though.
Oh, but now bison's, yeah, I think bison's probably the best. Caribou's really good. Elk, yeah, is outstanding. Then with deer, obviously a whitetail is going to be better than a muley. But yeah, out in Colorado, you can do a lot out there.
Mm-hmm. So playing basketball, hunting, having an early childhood, doing all that cool stuff. Did you ever imagine the military be part of your future?
No. The closest that we got was watching Full Metal Jacket. Or like, I remember you have your go-to movies like around a pizza. My dad and I would watch Hamburger Hill, shit like that. But that's as close. So I watch a couple good movies. I think I know everything, but I don't. But it was never an option. I'm not going to do that because it's impossible. It's hard. It's not for me. I'm not a tough guy. Yeah. So that was just. I was going to play in college, hopefully 4 years, and then go to finish college, get a job. That was like the plan, and then. Like most people in the military, just have a bad situation, got to leave town. Fucking, I'm joining. A lot of guys I met were there because of that. It wasn't because of a great suspenseful or motivating book. That might have helped them, guide them. But joining the military, pulling the trigger, taking the shot, that's like, fuck it, I'm going. So I went. I had that moment, and I because I'd seen Full Metal Jacket, I wanted to be a Marine, so I went to join the Marine Corps. And I thought I'd be leaving that. Like my biggest problem in life at that point is, do I get Parris Island? Do I go to San Diego? But the Marine recruiter's not there. The Navy guy's there. And the Army guy's behind me. Who knows if they were set up differently? That's how life works. But two buddies I went to high school with who were older than me that joined the Marine Corps, left on the same day. When they came back, they told me a joke that the Marine Corps is actually part of the Department of the Navy. It's just a men's department. And that's funny. And I mean, you can hear a fucking Marine saying that, and Navy dudes just taking it because they have to. And then because they told me that joke, probably don't remember telling it to me. I'm like, well, if anyone would know where the recruiter for the Marine Corps is, it's going to be the Navy guy. So I went and talked to him, and I said, hey man, where's the Marine? All dumb, 19 years old. And he goes, why do you want the Marine? I said, I want to be a sniper. And Marines have the best snipers in the world. I know because I read Carlos Hathcock's book. I know the deal. And he said, look no further than we have snipers here in the Navy. You need to be a SEAL first. No big deal. He brushed over that part because I didn't know what a SEAL was and I didn't know how to swim. But I remember looking at him thinking, well, I don't know anything about this and I'm naive, but here's a professional recruiter. Why is he going to lie to me, right? Mm-hmm. And now, I signed. Yeah. And then I'm in the Navy. That's how it happened.
So quick question. When you watched Full Metal Jacket, did you watch the whole movie? You just watched the basic training?
I watched the whole movie, and okay. I liked it. I mean, it's a movie, but it's sort of like watching two movies, and I think it shows you the chaos. Not, I mean, it's not as chaotic, obviously, because I'm not a Marine, but I've never been to Army boot camp, basic. I don't. They couldn't have all the shit going on because it's way too chaotic. But it sort of gives you an idea of the chaos, the dark humor. I kind of think that's funny, but God forbid me if I fucking laugh. The shit that goes on, but then the real pressure, the PTSD, the code red, the suicide. Then you go to fucking Vietnam. Like, it's a serious movie that kind of sums it up. I think.
Yeah.
But I was fortunate because when I joined, there's no wars coming. I signed the papers in 1995. Like, nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Like I always do doing the interview, I'd like to do my heart shake and my salute, man, because I read up on you, man, and I thought I was badass, bro. Now you make me look like I was a cook. You make me look like I was a cook, bro, and I was like, dang, man. I was a little nervous today. I was like, man, he gonna come over here. He gonna be.
Dude, cooking is much more difficult. I'm telling you, that's a better skill to have. I'm still trying to get that down.
But like when you first went in, what did your family say about that when you wanted to become a SEAL?
Well, it was two different stories, because the one they told me to my face and the one they said to each other behind my back. I don't think any of them thought I would make it through SEAL training, just because none of us knew anything about it, and they looked it up or something, movies, because again the internet wasn't that, it wasn't today. You didn't have Google and shit, so they just heard about it. Someone said something about doing sit-ups with 2,000-pound logs, and like most of the guys quit. They're just like, yeah, that's not him, and they weren't wrong. That's not really my style. I'd much rather talk. Growing up is like, we could talk this out or tell a joke, but it wasn't my thing. Yeah, so they didn't think so, but they did tell me eventually, like, if anyone had the mental ability to, it was me, because I'm able to talk my way through situations. So they didn't think I was going to make it, but most people think that their friends and family won't.
They no kind of pat on the back or nothing. Just the talking over here, and then the hey man, you got it over here.
Yeah, good
Now,
luck. Have fun. See you in a few months when you wash out.
like what do you think the elite and the non-elite have a little bit in common to do what you guys do? Because it's some people that'd be like, man, I want to be a SEAL, and then some people like, man, I'm not even finna go that route.
I think it's the way that I describe it too, because we, like any service, like any unit, we have our tough guys, but we also have the dudes that just get it, like the kind of the gray man. And a lot of guys that make it through the initial SEAL training, they just get it. They kind of understand, like, they don't really get intimidated by the tough guy who's saying how easy this is, and then he ends up quitting. They more question, why did that guy quit? Because when we see someone quit, a lot of guys are just natural followers, not leaders. So they'll follow the guy they thought was tough who's quitting, because they think that he quit, I should quit, that type of shit. The other guy's like, you know what? I'll quit tomorrow. I got to see one more day. They just get it. And like I said, the tough guys, the loudmouths, a lot of football players, college football players, wash out because they obvious physical specimens, but they've also been getting their ass kissed their whole lives. Like, they're the best. You're gonna get the scholarship. And all of a sudden you're like, dude, day one, I don't give a, like, why do you think they put us all in the same line? They shave our fucking heads and put us in uniform, because you're nothing. It's like, that's it.
Everybody's equal, man.
Yeah, seriously. That's why, I mean, it's funny. It's funny too when they try to, from the outside in, just getting off track here with the military, when they talk about how it's so sexist and so racist, and so it's like, nobody gives a fuck, dude. We're a team. That's pretty much it.
That's it.
And we're a team, and nobody likes us right now. Like the first day of boot camp, motherfucker, nobody likes me. And I do miss my mom, and I will be crying tonight. How about that?
You ain't lying, but that's one reason why civilians don't understand it. They were like, oh, they go in there to degrade y'all. No, they make us look the same because we're
Seriously.
equal.
That's it. Even right now with the shit going on with disobey orders you think are not lawful, it's like that's not how it works at all. And I wish they would stop trying to use the military as some goddamn testing ground. It's like, we got it. Back off. That's it. I think
It's a lot of military personnel that didn't really get their fingernails dirty. They didn't do no low crawls, no training like that.
True.
It's more than you can see it. You can see it. What's the biggest lie civilians believe about war that you've heard?
Well, I don't want to see. Well, one right there is that I don't want to say it because they think that like SEAL Team 6 had the most dangerous missions, and that's not the case at all. The most dangerous missions were the dudes who were driving Route Irish every day. That's the motherfucker that hung it out there. It's seriously. Like we get to work at night, and we actually can say whether or not we're going to do certain missions. That's not the case with dude in the National Guard, dude in the Air Force, who seriously is riding shotgun like that. So I think that's a misconception that it's kind of almost a two-sided thing. They think that we are the most dangerous, but they also think everybody's fighting, which also isn't the case. Like when I tried to explain what a fobbit is, they didn't believe me. Like a fobbit, like yeah, go to the chow hall, see the dudes that aren't laughing and they're muddy as shit. And then see the guys that have spit shine uniforms and are laughing, holding the magazines they bought in the Snickers bar. That's a fobbit. He doesn't leave the base.
Yeah.
But again, okay, yet another prong. Everyone that put their right hand up and swore an oath, they're part of the team. It's just there's so many different jobs that are involved with the end result. Because like even with like SEAL Team 6, we get the credit. So much came before that. There were years of gathering shit. Everything down to the dude that filled the truck that drove us to the helicopter, flown by other dudes. You know, all that shit. The big part of it nobody ever sees.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Robert, my first deployment to Iraq in 2003, when I'm sitting there in my DCUs with a big tanker bar stirring poop in diesel. Yeah, I never thought I'd be doing it in my lifetime, brother.
Dude, 2003 Iraq is like nobody understands that. That's just Wild West. Stirring the shit. Oh my God, that's fun. That is so fucked up.
Hey, I had a special pair of DCUs that I wore when I had to do it. Luckily, I didn't do it. I think the first month we got there, we had to do that. Then we got porta potties. So it was cool.
Well, yeah, but also the ROEs are the way you want them too. If you're invading the country, it's fucking game on.
Yeah, I was a truck driver, so I drove a 1088 tractor trailer, and we would just, deliver supplies all over Iraq. MSR Tampa was my friend.
03 Iraq, there is no behind enemy lines or back behind safe lines. It is a war zone anywhere. I mean, that was proven. The convoys getting hit before we knew what IEDs were, before we had armor. That's back when we had, what was the Fedayeen al-Saddam or some shit like that. Those dudes. I had some buddies from the Special Boat Service, SBS, saying that they thought they were cool invading Baghdad. All of a sudden they're getting shot. It sounds and looks like Campbell's soup cans coming at them because they're shooting flak at. It's like, okay, this is game on, dude. Wow, I wasn't there.
Well, hey, I salute y'all for paving the way because I ain't get over there to 2007. And I was at Prosperity, which is right by Route Irish. We used to go from Prosperity to Liberty and down Route Irish. That was my first firefight on Route Irish.
Yo, 07 was hot for a couple different reasons. I was in Bakuba in 07. Yeah.
So you get to your recruiter. You're talking about SEALs. You sign up to be a SEAL. What job did you initially take?
See, that was the one good piece of advice I got. I had a buddy that joined the Army when we graduated high school, and he wanted to be a Ranger, and he just took the advice that you can try out when you get there, and that's not always the case. So he told me get it in writing. So I got it in writing that I would get 3 opportunities to take the screening test to qualify for orders to go to San Diego. So I definitely get a chance to try out. But that also came with being a corpsman. You got to be an HM, so a doc. And that was fine. I didn't care because I wanted to go to SEAL training. But I got it guaranteed, excuse me, to try out for SEAL training. And then when I got there, I definitely want to have a job in the Navy if you try to be a SEAL, because if you don't, and I'm not sure how it works now, but if you're undesignated, you're just going to the fleet and they're going to have you chip and paint. That sucks. But I had it in my, but once we had like the job fair, they do that in the Navy where you go talk to your detailer or whatever, where you're going to go and whatnot. And I decided I don't want to be a corpsman. I'm going to try to be I'm going to figure out the shortest A school. What's the shortest training before I get to San Diego? And it was PR, which is Air Crew Survival Equipment Men, and they call them parachute riggers. And so I just went into that line and got orders. I'm pretty sure I this is kind of funny. I'm pretty sure I didn't have the authority to do that, but the two Marines I knew said, "You're going to think it's something it's not. Just always remember that drill instructors or instructors in general are lazy and stupid. So you can get away with shit, just don't be seen." So I went into thinking, no yeoman in the Navy that's an E3 is going to check on where this recruit went to put in for a different A school, and they just cut me orders. So that's just, I mean, again, I hope I don't end up at the gallows for disobeying a lawful order, but that's what happened.
So after you get that, you go to your A school first?
Yeah, A school was in Millington, Tennessee, so we left Great Lakes, went down to Millington, and literally we were there was two different courses, a short course and a long course. And ours was 2 weeks of learning how to use a sewing machine. And I'm not even kidding. And that turned out to be a skill that if you can, it's like typing. If you can type and if you can sew, man, you're doing all right. Because sewing, I mean, look at your gear. Like, I really wish this was over here. Just do it. So learn how to sew. And then we flew up to Butte, Montana, drove down to San Diego to Coronado, and then checked into Buds Class 208 in April of 1996.
Now, what was walk me through, what was your mindset walking into Buds? I remember the movie, was it G.I. Jane? She's in there. They're in the chow hall getting ready to go.
Yeah, it was intense and it was intimidating. And I can understand how people would quit right away because of the intimidation factor. You've got instructors who are Navy SEALs. You've got the third phase guys who are wearing the red helmets. They got the brown shirts. A brown shirt means you've been through Hell Week. You got the second phase guys, blue helmets, but they're still wearing a brown shirt. Then you got the first phase guys, green helmet, could have a brown, could be a white shirt, which would be white shirt. You haven't been to Hell Week. And it is not a get off the bus and someone is yelling at you, telling you where to go, how to line up and whatever. You better figure this shit out because we need to have a full head count with your class at 04 on Monday. And that's it. And you better figure your shit out. So it's intimidating that way. I lucked out to get good advice because it's all, if your mindset goes, your body's going to go. Your body will not talk you through, or your body's not going to talk you through a difficult situation, but your mind will. If your mind quits, your body's going to follow. That's just how it works. And I was walking around there. I ran into a guy, and his last name was Donovan. He's a white shirt. He's a butter bar. He's an ensign, 01. And he just graduated the Naval Academy. Very important. I didn't know at the time that Naval Academy grads, attrition, about 96% do finish Buds because of the 4 years of selection they do at the Academy. So I'm walking by him, and I just said something stupid like, man, this is crazy. Like, I'm scared shitless, but I couldn't imagine being you because you're going to have to be in charge. And he looked at me and goes, "Why are you scared?" He literally goes, "Why are you scared?" He goes, "There's nothing to be scared of." And that was it. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, he's like, they're not going to make you do anything impossible. Don't be scared. And literally, he's a 2-star admiral. Like, that's just fucking cool. But the mindset was given to me one day. So then I was like, okay, I won't be scared. Then I decided, well, I'll just make sure I never quit. I'm not going to pass the swims. Something's going to be too hard. But they're not going to ask me to do anything impossible. So I'll just keep trying. So I'm thinking this is crazy. They brought us into a classroom. There's like 220 plus dudes, sailors, not SEALs, and we don't know what to do. So they brought us into a classroom to tell us what to expect. I'm not making this up. We're in our dress whites, like the what did Colonel Jessup say? The faggoty white uniforms. dress. It's okay. I said that. You didn't. It's a movie line. They'll get over it. And we're in there. An instructor comes in and says, "Anybody want to quit?" Like, we haven't even started yet. And a dude goes, "Yes." And the instructor goes, "Are you shitting me?" Okay. And they made him go outside and ring the bell. Hadn't even in process. It's holding his orders. So then this instructor, he joked with us a little bit, but then he said, "Okay, I know you've read the books. I know you've seen the movies. Regardless of what you've been told, he said it again, this course is not impossible. People graduate. Take a look at me. I'm living proof. So I will never ask you to do anything impossible. I'm just going to make you do something very hard, followed by something very hard, followed by something very hard. Day after day after day for about 8 months." And that sounds like a lot, okay, to get from now to 8 months from now, but don't think about it that way. That is not how you achieve a long-term goal. Get through SEAL training like this. Wake up in the morning on time, make your bed the right way, and then brush your teeth. You just started your day with 3 victories, not bad. Make it to the 4 a.m. workout on time, and when I'm beating you, don't think about the pain. Concentrate on your next goal in life, which is breakfast. After breakfast, your next goal in life is lunch. After lunch, make it to dinner. After dinner, do everything you need to do to get back inside that perfectly made bed because you took the time for yourself in the morning to make your bed the right way, regardless of how bad today was. And it will be bad. Tomorrow's a clean slate. Tomorrow's a fresh start. And when you feel like quitting, which you will, everybody feels like quitting, just don't act on it. Do not quit right now. That's your emotion. Quit tomorrow. If you can keep quitting tomorrow, you can do anything in life. How simple is that?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. So you applied that principle. You know what? I'm just going to quit tomorrow.
To everything now. Believe me, I want to quit tomorrow, right now. Not on this podcast. I'm enjoying the shit out of myself.
Awesome, man. Was there anything that you found very difficult and it was really hard for you to overcome during any type of the process through Buds?
The whole thing was just really hard. Again, with the advice that it's saying they're stupid and lazy was the way it was put to me, but there's more to it than that. It's that they're humans also. So little things that should have been hard, like a room inspection. I was comfortable with the fact that I'm never going to pass a room inspection because they come in with sand. They're going to throw it until you have sand on your ceiling. However, they're human. They might like a power gel or a Snickers bar, and I'll just have that on a horizontal surface. They might hammer me. They might find a fucking Snickers bar and say, that's funny. I enjoy these. Get out. And which they did. So learning how to work yourself through funny shit, never lose your sense of humor. The pain is not personal. You got the realization that these are dudes that are dumb like me. They just don't want to work in war with someone who's weak. That's why they're hard on me now. And then the fucking swims. I thought every single swim I would fail. And then like the last week, we got back from the last portion of SEAL training, which is San Clemente Island, 40 straight days of intense pain, but you're shooting shit and blowing shit up. I got back on Monday. I'm getting ready for the swim. It's like, yeah, go to medical, get your records, and you got to go to get your service record. I'm like, why? Like, well, you're going to SEAL Team 2 now. It's like, I don't even know what that means. What? It's just intense, man. But you know, but I wasn't looking ahead. I'm thinking of the moment. I can one foot in front of the other. I can do this.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you think they want you, they give you impossible tasks to fail on purpose. Yeah. So you know what failure feels like, you think?
They give you okay, for selection for SEAL Team 6, yes. In SEAL training, the initial one, basic underwater demolition SEAL training, they give you not necessarily impossible, but tasks you will not pass, and they have you doing it in the water while you're holding your breath. Because that, I don't care who you are, that when you start to get uncomfortable underwater and think about your breath, that you can panic, and panic is contagious. So they want to give you something where you potentially could panic that you cannot understand, but there is an out, but you have to admit you failed it. Now I need permission to surface. Yes, you have permission, or whatever, sorry, this. So permission to surface is granted, and then the procedure for this, for example, would be put your head, kiss the bottom of the pool, go up with a free ascent, right? Simply to see how you handle it. And did you freak out? No, you failed, but you passed. And now that you had that traumatic experience, can you get over it? So that's the test in 3 parts. That's what they're doing to you. And no matter what, like, keep it simple. When you fuck up and you do, they say, why? Just say, because I'm an idiot. I'm stupid as fuck. Why are you going to argue with someone you can't win? I'm fucking dumb. And then you can even say, you know what? I need to be taught. Done.
You had a guy in class that he actually drowned trying to tie a knot.
Yeah, Johnny did. That was during knot tying. You have to tie a series of knots. You have a rope, like about 18-inch rope, and then below you is a rope, and it's tied a foot off the bottom of the pool deck, and you got to go down and tie like a knot for a minute. Like you're trying to tie it. Like the instructor stays on the surface, and you'll go hold your breath and go down. He's watching with a snorkel and a mask. Tie whatever knot he told you, and then stay down there with the knot. And then he comes down and looks at it, and then it's wrong. And you're like, yeah, of course. So he goes up and breathes. You untie it. You extend it as you're looking at the asshole. I untied it. You retie the same damn thing. He comes down again, and he looks at it, looks at you. This is good. So that's been about a minute. You go up, take a breath of air, come back down for knot number 2, which is a different knot. another minute, come back, one breath of air, not number 3 is whatever. So you do it 5 times. The test is 5 times and you pass the test. Now, they're not complete animals. They will let you try these tests a couple of times. But like 4 is the magic number. If you fail the 50-meter underwater swim, 4th time, we're going to kick you out. But so Johnny was on his 4th attempt at knot tying. He didn't finish it. So when he was attempting his 5th knot is when he drowned. So he drowns on, and this is not uncommon in training. He drowns and he flips, and so the instructor swims down quickly. He's not fucking, he's been messing with him the whole time. So now he's like, okay, I got to be serious. Swims him up, throws him out, jumps out the pool, starts yelling for the doc, the corpsman, who's on the other side of the pool, and it's really big. So he's gathering his shit, and the instructor's like, I got to save this guy. So he hops on him. He starts with a sternum rub, and he gets into CPR, and he's telling the rest of us who are on the pool deck, hey, turn around. You're not watching. So we all turn around, and we're sitting there. We hear him saying something about, come back to the light or some shit. And so we hear Johnny cough up the water out of his lungs, and the first thing we hear him say, this dude was just dead, came back to life. The first thing he says is, did I pass? So now that this is such a funny interaction because the instructor, who we just proved is a human also, he sits back there. He's sitting on him now, like on his shins. And you can see him getting the color back in his face because he's relieved because he gets to keep his job as instructor because he doesn't murder the dude. That's fucking awesome. And he goes, yes, you passed. And Johnny goes, thank God, I finally got the 5th knot. And the instructor said, no, look. I'm in a really good mood right now, so I'm going to let you in on a little secret. I don't care how many knots you know how to tie. That's not part of the curriculum at all to become a Navy SEAL. My job simply is to see how far you'll push yourself. You just killed yourself. You passed the goddamn test. That's it.
Hey, so yeah. John, Robert, you through class, when you embrace the suck with some people, you start to build some bonds. Did you do that throughout your training?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that too, and that's where the bonds are met too. That's why I disagree with stress cards and making shit easier, because you're going to get the camaraderie when the bullets are flying this way. That's the guy that's going to run with you right there. And I learned a lot of this shit early when we were in Hell Week in SEAL training. And Hell Week starts on Sunday, and you're awake until Friday. You might get a cat nap on Thursday. You might get a total of an hour and a half or whatever. But part of that, I mean, it's so bad, Hell Week is, that you're so wet and sandy and salty the whole time that by like Wednesday morning, every part of your body and you're wearing BDUs the whole time, every part of your body that touches cloth bleeds. It's like your skin's ripping off and shit. Anyway, but they give you, when I went through, obviously because it was harder when I went through than it is now, because we're all the same way. Everything's harder back in the day. But once a day, they would pull us aside. They rinse you off with cold water, fresh water. The doc checks your eyes, checks you whatever. They give you some Vaseline you can put on Hell Week nuts, which I don't need to tell you what that is. And then you put dry clothes on and dry boots on, and you immediately run to the surf zone. Like you're dry for 20 seconds. Now, I'm so fucking cold. This Wednesday, your people you thought were friends had quit. You don't realize now you're with your brothers you just haven't met yet, right? This is like Wednesday afternoon. These are the boys that ain't doing shit else. And I look at this guy. I'll never forget. Didn't know him. I look up. I say his last name, and I go, will you pee on my hands? Because my hands were so fucking cold. My hands were so fucking cold, I couldn't tie my boots. I'm just saying, can you pee on my hands to warm them up? So I say, hey, man, will you pee on my hands? And he looks at me and goes, well, yeah, if you're into that, I guess. And I go, no. I'm like, oh, you're fucking with me. This is a good dude right here.
That's freaking awesome.
And that's slowly, and you've seen it too. That's where the camaraderie starts to build. That's your boys. These are my guys.
When in the year did you go through Hell Week? Was it cold during then?
No, it was. I went through in like August, so it wasn't a winter Hell Week. It was a summer Hell Week, and it differs because winter Hell Weeks the coldest balls, so they got you. Summer Hell Weeks are warm, so they just have to beat you a little more. So you do more running and more of sand shit. It's still trust me, as someone from Montana who's gone through winters where it's like a negative 70 wind chill, you get fucking cold in August in San Diego. I promise. I thought I had that. That was like the one advantage. I won't get cold. I was fucking wrong on day one.
Hell Week, see? Once again, man, make me feel like I was a cook, man. That's some tough stuff, bro. Like to kill yourself.
We love the cooks during Hell Week. We were eating 4 times a day.
Boy, the kill yourself. Hey, that's dedication. I'm gonna go all the way till I'm damn near dead. That's dedication, son.
You know what it is it's the mindset again, that same instructor that gave me the great advice right before, because Hell Week was 5 weeks later. He said before Hell Week, and again, it's a mindset. He said, you're about to go to war for the first time, and the enemy is all your doubts, all your fears, and everyone back home that said you weren't good enough to do this. Keep your head down, keep moving forward, quit tomorrow, you'll be fine.
That's what's up.
Isn't that cool? Just keep it simple. Look at the feet and the guy in front of you. Fuck it.
I love that. And you can apply that principle to life, period.
Seriously, I mean, you'd be very successful if you just applied the simples. The simplicity. When people ask me about Bin Laden's house, how'd you clear something so big? It's like, well, dude in front of me went left, so I went right, and we just did that over and over and over. It's not that hard.
Hey, you gotta stay.
One of my favorite sayings is, don't talk yourself into an ass whipping. It's just going to be there. Just take it when it comes.
It.
Yep.
That's it. So
I'm not going to make it any harder than it has to be.
Like, even going through all that and you get on a SEAL team, like what was it like being the new guy on there? Like what did they take you through?
That's a great question too. Because again, scared shitless. I'm checking into SEAL Team 2, which was the first SEAL team. Now there was SEAL Team 1 and SEAL Team 2, but SEAL Team 2 was on the East Coast, so technically 3 hours older. SEAL Team 2 was the first one. So and there was a dude. You remember Rudy Bosch from Survivor? Do you remember that name? He was the command master chief, so the command sergeant major at SEAL Team 2 for 26 years. He wasn't in the Navy for 26 years. He was the fucking command master chief for 26 years. He was in the Navy for like 40-something, Vietnam, anyway, I was intimidated. He wasn't there at the time. He'd retired. But I'm intimidated. I went into the training area, and like, you just had to check in. There was two other dudes, me and 2 other dudes. And I'm just like, I just want to be a fly on the wall. You know who came in? You might not know who he is, but he's kind of but like internet famous. His name is Don Shipley, and he's a very famous, huge Navy SEAL who calls out fake SEALs, and it's fucking hilarious. So he walks in, he's wearing his khakis. He sees us, the brand new guys. He's with other salty SEALs. I don't want to say a fucking thing. They start talking. I'm immediately amazed at the camaraderie and the humor. They're so funny in this room right now. I'm scared. I'm like, these dudes are hilarious. I got to step it up a little. And Shipley looks over. He's in his khakis, and he goes, all right, new guys? And we're like, yeah. And he goes, fuck it. You want to go to the Chiefs Club, get a beer? I'm like, yes. Shocking. But see, that's the camaraderie. We can do the hard shit later. Why don't we get to know each other and love each other, you know?
Did you ever get the speech where we got it, you're a SEAL, we've all been through it, you're nobody special, you're here now?
You know what? If anything, we don't get that enough. I think one of the problems in the SEAL teams, especially, is they're told they're special too early. I think there's a pipeline. I could be wrong. There's a pipeline that goes through that you're in special warfare. So it's like better nutrition, better workouts geared towards being a SEAL. They shouldn't be doing that. You don't tell a dude he's special. That has to earn. But yeah, then, I mean, they're good with the buddy system, but they're really bad with being special. I had to tighten dudes up on a deployment. I did 3 deployments as a SEAL on Navy ships. And so underway in the fleet. And again, like I was saying about driving Route Irish, the toughest job in the Navy is a sailor at sea. That's the toughest job, especially in the boiler room, because you got to figure, it might be 8 hours on, 8 hours off, but 4 hours of watch in between, and you're on a ship with a bunch of dudes. So, but we're on a ship with SEALs, and like so the new guys on the ship, the new sailors, or seamen, as I like to call them for obvious reasons, they were like, fuck with it. They're in there cleaning, they call it the scullery on a Navy ship. They're cleaning the dishes after chow. And they're fucking with them. I'm like, hey, come here a sec. Don't you ever fuck with someone who's working harder than you. There's nothing special about you. This motherfucker's clean. Their dishes are clean that you eat off because of that guy in there. And he's mess cranking like 18 hours a day. If anyone wants to jump off a fucking ship, it's him. So tell him you're sorry, knock that shit off. So that's, yeah. I think the problem we have as a military is that everyone's special now. If you guys notice, everything's special ops, this and whatever. And my problem with that is if everyone's special, then no one is special. So it's either one or the other. And I'm cool with everyone being cool. That's fine. But, you know, we've all been agreeing being cocky.
They go back to what you said earlier. As soon as we get in, cut all your hair out, beard, everybody look the same. We all look like Ninja Turtles, man.
We all look stupid. And none of us are getting pussy until we grow our hair out. And that's how my mind works. Again, I'm all about morale and camaraderie, baby. Let's do this.
That's it, man. What were the biggest lessons from those early years, like doing the training, and then once you became a SEAL? Like, what lessons that you got
Um,
from that taught you to be so the way you at now, man, a legend?
know your history, and know who came before you, and don't say this is the way we've always done it. There can be a better way. I'd listen to. I not listen to. I would as a leader, I would take on what everyone's saying. If you're a brand new guy, you get maybe one chance. Don't be shut the fuck up after that. But someone might have a good idea. We got sucked into training scars of only doing Vietnam tactics and training, and then all of a sudden we're in Afghanistan in the mountains, and we got serious dudes fighting, wanting to die fighting us. So just because everything's impossible until it happens. So don't be afraid to think outside the box, but respect your heritage as well. Don't over anticipate a problem. Like yes, be willing to try something new, but do rely on the basics before you get there. So it's a lot of things are more complex, but the know your heritage is important because we fought in Iraq and Afghanistan at the same time, and there were senior leaders that didn't know there was a difference between Iraq and Afghanistan, between the culture, the language, the history. You do need to know that. I learned this early on. Again, being a fucking dumbass. Because we talked about Don Shipley, who loves to call out Navy SEALs. That for some reason is something fun for SEALs to catch a dude lying about it, because we can tell in about 2 seconds. And so as a new guy, I just wanted to do that. And there's a thing every third week in July is the SEAL reunion in Virginia Beach, and it is awesome. It's fucking bananas. So I'm there as a new guy. I'm a SEAL, haven't deployed, so I'm a new guy. And I'm trying to catch fake SEALs because the bases are on lockdown, pre-9/11. People are on the beach drinking. And there's an old timer, and he's wearing a hat, a big trident that says SEAL Team. You know that movies wear that. SEAL team guys don't necessarily wear that. Old guys might. He's too old. So I'm going to bust him, right? So I walk up to this dude, and I go, hey, when did you go through Hell Week? And he said, 1944. And I went, aha, there was no Hell Week in 1944. And he goes, well, there was on Omaha Beach. You should know your fucking heritage. And I go, oh my God. And I'm literally like, and what do you want to drink for fucking ever? Because if you see me, you're never paying for it. God damn it. Yeah. So know your heritage. How funny is that shit though? Some new guy hasn't deployed calling out a guy on D-Day.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's like seeing a sergeant major with no combat patch on at all.
How'd that happen?
That when I was stationed in Korea, we had
No, I'm
sergeant
saying
major.
you got a question. How'd that happen? Yeah.
Oh, I would say yeah, that actually was a deal, man. He, you could AIP in Korea and like Germany sometimes. Like he AIP for 12 years straight, no combat, full sergeant major, bro.
I'm actually kind of jealous of him. That's kind of, I always say I'm a dumb guy. That's kind of smart.
Being trade-off the whole time.
That's crazy. Like when did the real SEAL life start to click for you? Like when did it hit you?
My second, well, we went overseas. I did get sniper school before I deployed, which is cool. We did get a little bit of work. We heard about Al Qaeda, and we were in Albania. There was already Bosnia sort of going on. We did get into Kosovo, but then I did a platoon with Jocko Willink. I don't know if you know who he is. Jocko's an internet famous guy, very successful jiu-jitsu guy, owns businesses, all kinds. Great guy. I could talk for an hour about how great he is. But I was in his platoon. It was my second platoon, so I wasn't that new. But he said something. We were working out, and he said, "Yeah, I'm going to have everyone in this platoon benching at least 300 pounds." And I said, well, why is that? And I was more fit, I was under 200 pounds, and I'm like a runner. And he goes, yeah, that's cool, but if I get shot, can you carry me home to my wife? And I'm wearing my body armor. I said, no, you're right. I should be able to bench press 300 pounds. You're right. And that was the mindset. It's like, what are we actually doing? Am I in the shape to carry the biggest guy in the platoon? So it's like, and just the fact that he said, if I get shot, it's like, okay, this is real. And then 9/11, it's like, all right, well, we learned a bunch of shit. Now it's time to prove it. And then you start getting into combat. My initial combat experience, like no shit combat, was: are we missing the war because, or are we good? What the fuck is going on? Because I know guys are dying over here, but this shit works. We're good, and getting to SEAL Team 6, instead of thinking you're getting more advanced, like jumping through the skylight on a rappel line, the opposite happened. We made it easier on ourselves. Like instead of yelling and screaming, like instead of yelling, go, 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 you should just be telling the enemy, I'm right here. Just chill out. If someone puts a bomb on the wall, don't yell fire in the hole. I just saw you put a bomb on the door. I'm assuming a bomb's about to go off. If someone's not looking, you can tell them. There's different ways. So we got easier. Again, that came with the, don't talk yourself into an ass whipping. So we got, master the basics. When I saw someone outperforming me, I asked them what time they wake up and when they work out. Do they go to the gym first? Instead of trying to undermine him to be sailor of the quarter or whatever, So instead of something cool, I can tell my friends, yeah, I made it. It was more of a profession with my brothers. And now the country wants us, and we're going to find someone important. We're going to fucking kill them. That's about what it came down to.
Mm-hmm. So pre 9/11, did you do a lot? What snipers do? What they call it, SROs?
We called it RNS at the time. I know they switch all the time with reconnaissance surveillance. Yeah, that was mainly what we did. I did we had when we were in Albania, we had a stupid award ceremony outside that Bin Laden commented on. So I was able to set up like a real world range card that you draw it in pencil in case the satellites collapse or whatever. And then we would do RNS in Kosovo, which we thought those are high speed ops just because there's still mines planted from the Civil War. Like that's it, but that's as high speed as it's ever going to get. So, I got good at range cards. I got pretty good at unknown distance shooting and stuff like that, but never got a kill. I knew one sniper that got a kill since, there was Somalia. There was, one dude in Bosnia, and then nothing until Afghanistan, I guess. Maybe Patia Airfield and something in Grenada.
9/11 happens. What was your mindset right after that?
I didn't know what we were going to do. I was in Operations Center at Naval Special Warfare Unit in Germany. We just got back from Kosovo. And I was emailing my Lithuanian girlfriend, and the towers got hit. And I think that's an exclusive, by the way. I've never mentioned that.
Oh, man, boom. You heard it first, the Swaggy Vets.
Get some swaggy fucking vets, dude. I'll be telling secrets. And then, they said a small plane just hit one of the towers. We didn't even know the difference between the north and south tower. And we turned, there's a couple SEALs in the room. We're like, wait a minute, that's a really big hole. And the second one hit. It's like, well, fuck, man. Everything just changed. We thought we'd gear up and go to Sudan. We knew Bin Laden had a presence there. We assumed it was Al-Qaeda, whatever. But, I mean, the world just changed. I don't give a fuck who did it. The world just changed. So it's on. And it was one of those, for me, too, I was never going to retire. It's like I'm going to enlist for 4 years. And then I met the guys. I'm like, well, I'm too young. I can't leave these dudes. And I re-enlisted. 9/11, can't leave. I got to re-enlist. I got to fight. After 9/11, and then I found out about SEAL Team 6. I'm like, well, I found out about SEAL Team 6 because some guy gave me the fucking stink eye in the PX. And I'm like, why would he look at me like that? He's wearing flip-flops and a fucking beard and long hair. I'm like, I know why. Fuck him. I'm going to SEAL Team 6. And it was just one after another like that. And then 6 was just a completely different animal.
I was going to ask. I was going to ask about that.
That selection process is about 2 years. In order to get the behind-the-scenes peer evaluations, the slots for the class, and then you have to screen positive with 2 really hard physical tests, have another board and a psychological evaluation like you. Then they'll invite you to their selection course, which is once a year, so you might get the course in 2 years. And then that's 9 months long, and half of the guys who get through that entire process don't make it. So it's really hard. And not a lot of people, no one knew about it until we started getting headlines, but a lot of SEALs that you see, there's a difference between SEALs and a SEAL Team 6 operator, a big difference. They don't like to mention that, but it's true. And then in order to get there, we lose half the guys. It's all mental. I mean, you start your day with a 7-mile run at a 7:30 pace. Then you get into CQB, really, really hard. That's the ones where you get the complex problems that you can't solve, but they want to see you handle making a mistake you didn't make. CQB nonstop all the time. Everything we do, including the diving, including the boats, including the ships, the VBSS, all comes down to CQB. It's going to be a room, a cave, or whatever. A lot of high altitude, high opening jumps. We're really good at that. We got really good at jumping because we always assumed the Bin Laden raid was going to be an insert by Hayho. So we got really good at that. And also, this is no bullshit. We always knew Delta was going to get it. But because you don't want to get complacent, we're a good option. So we're going to be as good as we can at everything. Delta's getting the mission. It's going to be a land mission and whatever. Really good at hey-ho. And I'm talking 11 miles off. You haven't seen it before, landing on a cliff at night. And then we got really good at doing the boat jumps, the high-speed assault crafts, 4 hostage rescue, which we'd never done since 1980. Like SEAL Team 1 and 2 were commissioned in 1962. SEAL Team 8 was in 1980. and we were designed to rescue Americans at sea, but it had never been done until 2009. And that's when my team jumped in on my birthday, Good Friday, April 10th, 2009. I was actually recalled from my 4-year-old daughter's Easter preschool classroom on my birthday on a long weekend. And 15 hours, 46 minutes later, we had a 103 in the Indian Ocean. We rescued Richard Phillips on Easter, with some shots from the snipers. Can you imagine? We're talking about mindset too. Could you put yourself in those snipers? I didn't take one of those shots, but put yourself in their mindset. Like, it's a long weekend. We've never done this. We've been around since 1980. I'm going to skip work and drink beer until Tuesday. Then I'll sight my guns in. They didn't do that. Their guns were sighted in for the most difficult shots they'd ever taken in their lives. Boop. Just like that. So that's what SEAL Team 6 is.
Okay. So prior to that, how was airborne school? Like at Benning?
I had a blast at airborne because, and I'm going to tell you again, and this is before I got tightened up by a fucking World War II vet. I think it might have been trying to know history with the movies I'd watch, and airborne. It was always Army. Just the history, man, of airborne, the history of the black hats, of the 82nd Airborne, the red hats, the airborne, the 350 towers that are there when you drive into Fort fucking Benning. Like right now saying that, how do you not get fired the fuck up for this country? You know what I mean? Fort fucking Benning, the original, yeah. So I went there, and it was to be perfectly honest, when the black hats first came out and they have to keep your fucking attention with the goofy movements, I was a little thrown off by that, but the school was fun, hanging out with soldiers. And like when we got done, the black hats were like, we're just getting into the kinder, gentler Army. So we got done. I got my lead sleds. I went into the black hats office, said, look, I'm officially graduated. I have my certificate. Everyone in here will give me the blood wings or I'm not fucking leaving. I will not check into SEAL Team 2 until you give me my wings proper. And they slammed them in there. They all lined up. They all beat me. I'm like, all right, thanks for everything. I'm out. That's what you do. And I loved it there.
So it's kind of like, what was it? So you had been through all your training and then you go there because I wouldn't say it's a full gentleman's course, but it's not like basic training or anything.
Which one? Airborne?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's not I mean, they can drop you and shit, but it's you got liberty and shit. It's if anything, the way that I describe it is kind of funny is, it's my first experience with the U.S. Army, and I actually learned the Army can take a 3-day course and turn it into 4 weeks. Like,
oh my God!
Let's jump out the plane, dog.
And to go back, what you were saying about that, I'm going to quit tomorrow. Being out there at like 4:30 in the morning, the Sergeant Airborne's like, Sergeant Airborne's like, if you don't feel like jumping out of a perfectly good aircraft, you could always quit. And I'm like, nah, I can't quit, never.
No. The closest I was to quitting at airborne was the sand pits. Cause like, you stand in sawdust and then you fall and you get up and then you fall and then you get up and then you do that for hours. It's like, okay, I get it. I can fall. Let's fucking go. But I wasn't going to quit, but that's when I thought about quitting the whole time. And I actually had a black hat come and say, are you thinking about quitting? I go, fuck yeah, I'm thinking about quitting. Fuck this place. Yes. It's miserable. They're just going to send me back. SEAL Team 2 is going to send me back. I have to stay. I don't have a choice. I got to.
Did you go to Halo before that, or is that after?
No, I did like 3 platoons, so another 3 or 4 years before I got Halo. It's in the pipeline now, which is smart. It's all in the pipeline to become a SEAL, but before you had to get the billets like any other school. And I just didn't get it. I got breacher and sniper, but it took me a minute to get free fall. But then I did. I actually became a free fall guy. I became the lead jumper. Actually, I was the lead jumper on the Captain Phillips rescue. I was the first guy out. I had to find. Cool. I learned about training scars on the goddamn jump because there were no safety boats. I couldn't find the boats. I just wouldn't tell anybody. It's like nobody behind me knows we're about to be all alone in the Indian Ocean. I can't find the boats. Oh, there they are. Sweet. Thinking about the obituaries, I'm gonna. No, yeah, that's it. Seriously, and that again is morale too. Like, just if you look calm, people will be calm. Doesn't matter what you're thinking. Even when the helicopter crashed, I'm skipping way ahead on the Bin Laden raid. The helicopter crashed. That's all they knew. Admiral Bill McRaven, who was leading the commander, he was watching that happen, and he was watching the White House or talking with some people back in D.C. And he saw a crash, and even though he didn't know if he just lost half of his assault team, he said, obviously there's been a contingency, but don't worry, my men are prepared to handle this. All he knew was the White House freaking out right now is not going to fucking help. I hope they're alive. We'll
Did you? Prior to everything, how did you like your Iraq deployments? How did you feel about that versus Afghanistan? Because like we were talking about, it's totally different beasts.
It's totally different. I know Afghanistan. I know what I think. I know what goes on there. I understand the borders. I understand the locals, the populace. I understand the Pashtun, the Pashtun Wali. I understand that. Iraq has been on TV the whole time. It's got to be dangerous as fuck. There's got to be IEDs and suicide bombers everywhere. So I went in there. My first mission, man, I was on point. Like I'm talking, everything. Then I started to realize, and Iraq really helped me. And again, this is not driving around in the daytime. This is our missions where we're doing a patrol in at night to a target of our choosing. What I actually started to figure out was that most people in a combat zone are just trying to get on with their lives and trying to raise their kids. They want a community, but places like this, they get to deal with the Army, the Marine Corps, and Al-Qaeda during the day. Then they get to deal with SEALs and Delta and Al-Qaeda at night. So they got a very, very tough life. And I do remember one target I went into in Ramadi. I think this was 2007. Wrong house. No big deal. We're trained for this. But a woman came out of the bedroom and she had a daughter similar to my daughter's age. That's the only people in the house. I looked down. I got mud all over their white carpet. And my first thought was, okay, I understand why they hate us. Just the realization that, yes, there's danger. Yes, you got to be aware of everything. Don't get complacent. But not everyone's a combatant. And then that calmed me down, and then I was better on the target. And then it was the opposite. The ones that are going to be a very easy target, you get ambushed by fucking 19 dudes. You need to have a leash, but you need to basically to keep it simple, the way I would describe it to youth today is keep your head out of your fucking phone. You got to look around, man.
So as a tier 1 operator, how did you deal with loss?
Well, I was fortunate because in my unit, so SEAL Team 6 is 4 squadrons. And then in my squadron, in my team, so there's a squadron, 3 troops, 3 teams in a troop. In my team, in 8 years, I never had a guy get hurt, let alone killed. And I've never seen a friend get hurt in front of me, which is very fortunate. But it also says a lot about the rules that we use. One of our, always follow your rules. If someone comes up with a different rule, and we have these rules because they're the most efficient, safest way to get to point A to point B. If someone comes up with a new rule, change it to that. Always follow your rules. They're there for a reason. Don't die because you got bored. So that that was just the ROEs and everything. We took it for what it's worth, and we were able to make our stuff simple. What you got? Don't do me a favor. What's the original question? Because I'm going off in tangents here.
How did you do? Well, it seems like you
losing
guys
someone. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Very important. That's tough. We did lose a lot of guys at SEAL Team 6 and Navy SEALs, and then obviously guys that we worked with cross services and stuff. The hardest part for me was that conversation that you've both had where someone says, hey, did you know so-and-so? As opposed to asking you, do you know? And I've had that with a lot of friends. Being in the shower, did you know Rob Reeves? What happened? Extortion 17, what happened? You get a list of 17 names that you know, or did you know so-and-so? Did you know Neil Roberts was the first one? Fifi fell out of a Mako 3-3, I think it was, on Anaconda, Operation Anaconda, Roberts Ridge. And so how do you handle it? I think that's where the community has to come in. I think the realization that we are humans, and if you need help dealing with something, it's okay to ask for help. I think a lot of veterans are way too hard-headed in that aspect. In the military, I thought I was too tough, and I convinced myself I was a sociopath. This is part of it. It's later where I think it starts to hit you. But guys need to realize they're not weak. And they're actually holding back potential if they hold in the emotions. You got to get some of that out sometimes, and it's important on both ends. If you're having a good day, call someone too. Call a brother you haven't seen in a while. If you're having a bad day, definitely call someone too. If you send a threatening text, you might be in trouble. Give them a call back saying, "Look, I'm just pissed" or something. But communication, brotherhood, and alternative health. The VA is too big at giving us opiates. We need to look at alternatives. We need to wonder why the VA is not giving veterans Ibogaine, which I've done 3 times. It's really helped me out with my chill mode. 5-MeO DMT, which really helped me out as well. It's a different animal, but there's so many different psychedelics that when administered safely, I'm not saying like in the garage, but it turns your mind on and it looks at yourself, and you see stuff that's bothering you and you deal with it. And then like you do that with Ibogaine, it can be horrifying, but you're scraping it all out. You're looking at, like, I'm talking looking at it. Like it's there. You're having like a psychedelic moment that you can stop at any time because you just take a mask off, it's gone, but it's there. You see all the stuff that's been, and for most vets, believe it or not, it's not even combat. It's other shit, and that helps you deal with the combat. But you scrape it up, you hit 5-MeO DMT, and it just washes it, and then it's a life changer, man. And guys just need to be aware of the option stuff. And then like THC, right behind me. The operator Canna Company, that's cannabis. I'm selling cannabis in New York because sometimes I had a hard time sleeping. Indica changes that, so I smoke weed to go to sleep. It's I don't drop 9 ambience, so and this grew out of the ground. And by the way, just since we're pitching the operator, it grew really well out of the ground.
There you go.
It's some
That's
good
what
shit.
I'm talking about.
I think Chappelle said the stickiest of the icky.
One thing, so I go to every year. I go to Nashville, and they have advocating for veterans, like bills passing for veterans. And what they're advocating now is hyperbaric chambers.
Yeah.
So you can get this pure oxygen to your brain that can help with healing and stuff. And that's one of the questions I was asking, because you scuba dive a lot. So whenever you're getting that
O2,
pure,
if you can get straight O2 anytime, take it.
yeah,
Anytime. So the hyperbaric chambers, if I'm right, it's like salt water that is buoyant. So you're floating this lukewarm, and ideally they put you in complete darkness. And it's a meditation that, so true meditation, you don't go in there with an idea of what you're going to do. You go in there and you breathe, and your mind works with you, and it starts to just, so yeah, if you're breathing straight oxygen in that environment, I've never done it. I couldn't see anything but helping. Yeah, that hyperbaric shit that's awesome. The O2's awesome. Look, if it's an alternative, something that helps with the healing process, and it doesn't come out of a pill bottle, go for it. See what it does. I mean, it really can help. I was just in Ireland with Conor McGregor this weekend, and he just did Ibogaine. And this guy is intense. I mean, he's the guy. If you sign to fight me, it's a celebration. Like that shit. Like he's intense. And for him to do Ibogaine and explain his journey, and he said it showed me my coffin, and I was dying, and Jesus came down. And he didn't say archangels. He goes, and Michael and Gabriel were behind him, and they were fucking huge. But he's just saying how he showed me my coffin. I was on the wrong path, and now I'm back. And like the point, I guess, is you don't need to be a combat vet or a vet even to have some stress that's bothering you, and this heals. And it's the only reason it's not here is because it's a cure, and Big Pharma hates that. There's no money in the cure. I watched this shit cure heroin addiction overnight. 24 hours, Ibogaine cured a woman from heroin addiction. I saw it.
wow.
They do that, man.
Yeah, they're not gonna make their billions. Look at when one of the first days in boot camp, they just start shooting you through the vaccines you don't need. Why? Big contracts, baby. Huge government contracts.
That's
You
it.
don't need that shit. I mean, I might have needed the one to get rid of syphilis. That's about it. Bear with me, guys. I'm fucking with you.
I love it.
You're crazy, man. I rock with it, man.
I would love to sit down and drink a beer with you, Robert.
You know what's good is I'm actually, since Ibogaine, I don't drink, but I will bring some Canna while you drink a beer. We'll have a blast.
Oh yeah, I love it.
I rock with
I
that,
promise.
man.
When we're not recording, dude, we will have some fun fucking conversations that would get us fired.
It's all good, brother. I'm for it.
They're having black trucks knocking on the door outside. Hey, let me talk to y'all real
Yeah.
quick, man.
Little birds will be landing in the front yard.
Now, every interview, I always ask a question that gives a little. So this one right here, without breaking no security protocol, can you share a mention that tested your mentality? Huh?
Yeah, okay. This is deep now, so we'll have to go into this. It's a little PTSD ish. When we stopped patrolling. I'm sorry, we stopped flying on the X. We stopped landing on the X on targets because Al Qaeda learned when they hear the helo that the breacher's going to go to the door. They start shooting at the door. They'll kill the breacher, and it happened a lot. So we're not going to do that anymore. But there was a target. If the target's high value, like when Zarqawi was around or whatever, we're going to go Simo targets on the X, get up to the front, get the charge. I was the lead breacher for this hit, and so I actually came up with a system. I'm using non-electric caps, and I had it already. It's already. I'm not going to cap in. I'm wearing it. I'm holding it. It's ready to blow as I'm holding it because I'm going to get off starboard side, run to this door, plant it, boom, back off, pow. Like this is there. Don't go near the fucking door. A 7-foot charge of C motherfucking 6 is about to go the fuck off. So we land. It's hot. There's already a gunfight. I go up, plant it, back off, clack it. I come in. The man of the house. Now these were both bad guys. Told the woman of the house, his wife, to rush the door with an AK, which she did. As I clacked the charge, she was right there. And so I walked in, and I had seen where the blast. This is C6, 7 feet of it. Blew her. She hit the ceiling and the wall at the same time, and her brain was in the fucking kitchen. Oh, and so when I'm clearing the left, so I'm like number 3 man maybe. As I come in, I saw that, and my initial reaction in a gunfight in Iraq was, I hope God forgives me. Because I don't know what the fuck that just was. So and then I ended up killing the goddamn guy too. So it turned out to be a bad house. But I mean that's that if for a minute there you're not sure if you're in the right house, and was she just checking her door, son of a? But it turned out to be bad. But still that'll test your fortitude. And I'd recommend a trip to Mexico for Ibogaine after that one.
And notice he said C6. That's bigger than C4.
Oh yeah, that's well I always fuck with people. I say, look, if you want to get all technical, you've heard of C4. C6 is 2 more fucking awesomer.
Yep.
So
that sums it up, right? I mean, that's an answer.
Yep.
Yeah, a lot of missions I did, I think, tested my faith in a way because I was like, God ain't gonna forgive me for this, but hey, we got to get it done. So hey, let's come on with it, bro.
Well, the way that I deal with that is, I don't think God is wrong, and every decision that you've made, good or bad, got you to where you are right now. So. It might have sucked, but God does test you, and you're here.
There. So was that a mission that you that happened that you think about today, or was it something else that sticks with you?
I'll think about her. I don't think about them a lot. I mean, that mission was a bloodbath, and it was not cool. And whenever there's kids involved, seeing people, we didn't hurt any kids, but like it's bad. I don't go back there. I have made peace with that one. They were both trying to kill us. She was at the door trying to kill us. The one I think about is might have been the same city in Ramadi, same deployment. Yeah. We inserted quietly this time. We picked the lock of a thing, and I was number 1 man into one of these. It was a well-to-do neighborhood, so it was like bath party guys that had a lot of money. They're still there. Or we think they're still there. We don't know. So we're gonna check it quietly. I'm not gonna blow the door. So I picked the lock, walk in. Dude's there, arm blast him. Now it's hot, so we're gonna start moving in, staying quiet. I made a 1-man entry on a room I never should have because that's a bad juju. But I'm still quiet. I go into this room, and I get to the foot of the bed. There's a guy on my left and a woman on the right, and I don't have lights on, but I walk, and we used to, it's fucked up, but we used to like wake dudes up and count how many we did and have competitions. Like, hey, like literally walk up to a dude checking for a suicide vest and put your fingers on his lips and go, shh, shh, shh. And it was kind of funny because they get scared. Whatever. You think they're bad guys? But I just blasted the guy, so he should be awake. So I go in there, and he's awake now, and he throws a kick at me. So I call another dude, and one more guy comes in the room. Now he's here, and he said, "Is this guy serious?" I go, "Wait." I said, he just woke up. Like it's 2 a.m. We can give him a second. So he throws another kick, and I'm like, all right, calm down. I'm speaking to him. I knew something in Arabic, I'm sure. But there's an AK next to the bed, and he looked at it, and I don't know. He could see it was some ambient light or whatever. And he looked at it. I go, no, don't fucking do that. No. And he went for it, and he grabbed it, and I killed him. And then I shine a white light on him. His wife sees that. She starts screaming. I'm like, oh, well, I just fucking everything that guy ever cared about's over because I just killed him. Should I have? Yeah. He's going for his fucking gun. I told him not to. But then you get deeper into that. It's like, now, if you want to go down a rabbit hole, it's like, okay, why did I kill that guy? Well, he went for his gun. Okay, fair. Why did he go for his gun? Well, because I'm in his worst fucking nightmares in his room at 2 a.m. That's fair. Why am I in his fucking room? Well, because George Bush decided he was pissed at Saddam Hussein for an assassination attempt on his fucking dad, so here I am. Then you start to wonder, now, if I met him somewhere else, was he funny? Did he know a joke? So that's like the shit. PTSD is not almost dying. I'm fine. Whatever. It missed. But dealing with the mental, like, shit like that. He's a bad guy. I know he's a bad guy, but there's that question. I couldn't imagine losing a brother in front of me, man. I don't know what I'd do.
Yeah, I understand that part. one of the missions we were going through to Crit, I lost a best friend of mine in front of me,
Got it.
and it stuck with me for even to this day because it's my
Oh
god
yeah.
kids are his children and they look just like him. So it's like that happened. So I can understand that, man. That's another
I can't.
heart
No,
pat right there,
that's
man.
way. No, yours is way heavier than mine. I can't imagine.
Like I dealt with survivor's remorse for a while, but it's just
Well,
through
that can be
prayer
the
and
worst
my
one, man.
buddies.
I know. I had a friend of mine. I think he was shot 21 times in one doorway. Survived. Was awarded a Silver Star. He ended up killing himself. So again, like survivor's guilt is real. PTSD is real. Depression is real. It's conversations like this that help. And then, like, just getting back to the Ibogaine, the way that it's set up. So we're set up through Veterans Exploring Treatment Solutions, vets. I think it's vetsolutions.org. And that's run by Amber and Marcus Capone. He's a SEAL Team 6 guy, but she's a SEAL Team 6 wife. So she saw the craziness. And when they send vets down there, the first thing we do, there was 5 of us for this third one I did, and the second one I did also. And all you do is you sit around you're meeting each other now for the first time. And for some reason, it's like, you know what? I'm not going to be the tough guy. I'm just going to tell it all. Fuck it. You're just meeting each other. You're not doing any medication. You're not in the sweat lodge yet. You're going later that night. And the first guy who decides, fuck it, I'm just going to tell everything. Here's how I feel. Here's what I've seen. I miss this guy. And I'm saying like he was like a 29-year sergeant major, like command sergeant major Green Beret. And then other dudes, myself included, we start laughing, right? And I'm like, I said, don't take this the wrong way. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing that you're describing me. I feel that same exact shit. And then you all kind of get into it. And that's where the mood goes. And the veterans are there. Then you do this medicine together. Like we're in a fucking sweat lodge in Tijuana together. Pitch black, 220 degrees inside a teepee that's made out of brick. In there for an hour. There's a local dude there screaming. He had long black hair down to his ass. He's over there hooting and hollering some native language. I'm like, someone's coming out of here with a fucking human heart in their mouth. This is amazing. Like, what the fuck are we doing? But like just this healing, the Mother Earth, get electricity from the earth and the sun, the vitamin D and the psychic. Dude, I'm telling you, I sound like a fucking hippie right now, but it's good shit.
Hey man, whatever fits the soul, man. Like this,
Yeah.
camel suit, man. Good for the soul, man.
Right?
Hey, what's the difference between being brave and doing your job? Like, how do you decipher them two?
About 3 seconds.
Hmm.
Bravery is another moment. Bravery is fear that moves. That's a good one. I'm gonna write that down. That's really good. Fear that moves.
I like it.
Yeah, write that shit down. Take that one. Use that one, but say I said it because I want that one. It's good. Yeah, it's just another second. It's from my Man of D-Day. It's not freezing. It's jumping off the fucking landing craft. We got to get to those cliffs, or we're all gonna die here. You know, it's one more second. It's I talked to a kid, an Army guy, TF-160, dude that his first kill was with his minigun. And it was in the prop blast. Like we landed on them, and you just hit this guy. Anyway, first kill, great mission. But what a fucking great way to start. Like a hot infill. Didn't mean it. My bad. But you get done. He's in the chow hall, and it's like, hey, how you doing, brother? And he's like, he just vanished. I'm like, yeah. I mean, you shot him like fucking 500 times. That happens. I've never done that. It's pretty badass. I'd be thrilled if that was my first kill. Enjoy your Salisbury steak.
Enjoy yourself.
2007, we were, I don't know if you're familiar. You've been there. We was at Fob Shank. We had just stood up Fob Shank.
Yeah.
So Fob Shank was just one side of the road, little hill up there.
I know exactly where it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So we had just got there. Our engineers were building our sea huts, and we were on a mission, and we got ambushed on Route Georgia, which was from where Shank was, Route Utah, over to Highway 1. And it's just snake curves.
That's that's near Tangy Valley, isn't it?
Yeah. So
that's rough. I think it is anyway.
I was the lead gun truck, and we were just we were just in a Humvee with the Frag 5 up armor on it, and this guy pops out and he shoots an RPG at me, and I swerve around and it hits the burn, but my gunner was a 50 cal and he shot him with a 50, man. And I'll tell you this.
Tell me every fucking detail.
So it looked like his legs ran out from underneath him. Yeah, and my gunner was like, "Oh man, what just happened?" Afterwards, he couldn't believe what he did.
What just happened is you fucking got some. Everyone
Yeah,
always says, I want to get some. You don't need to say that anymore. You just fucking got some, dude.
yeah. But unfortunately, our commander, because I was on the PSD for the colonel, our commander's Humvee got hit with RPG and it blew up. We had to recover his vehicle and get out the kill zone, and then we had to do a
Yeah,
medevac for him.
that's important too. That lesson there, right there, you got to tell people the first thing you do if you can't win the fight, you get off the X.
That's it. And we were trained for that. It happened so fast, and we did it so repetitiously, man. I had to sit there and kind of think about it afterwards. It was crazy, man.
It is fast. That's another thing too. When we were talking earlier about what was surprising is just how fast and loud and fucking permanent. I've seen bad guys completely vanish, like they never existed, like just gone. Fucking crazy. Permanent, man. It's fast. Especially when you start dealing with explosives and shit. Ugh. Like that's the surprising thing when you shoot someone, they don't die as quick as you think in the movie. And then with the explosions, it's not like flying through a thing with a big ball of fire. It's just fucking gone. That's just it.
When I see these movies, somebody gets shot in the head and they fall over. No, they just drop.
Headshot. Yeah. The chest shots, they'll shoot back. Like they're pissed.
It's a spray. Once I got a headshot. Matter of fact, on Route Irish, we was in the Humvee. My first mission ever. It was a guy. I was in the back. I was a dismount, and the guy that was sitting up there, I ain't gonna say no names, but he was sitting in the gunner seat, and we was getting hit, and you saw the tracers hitting the Humvee. He pulled his own safety cord and dropped down, and was scared. So I moved him to the side. Now this is my third day in country on my first deployment.
This is badass.
Pushed him to the side. I got on the 240 and I cuffed it, and I got to dumping down range, man.
No,
so we got to Liberty.
240 already. Oh my God, this is amazing.
We got to Liberty, and it's a Captain Gibbs. He hated my guts, but he loved me as a gunner. When we got there, he was like, who was on gun one? They was like, Arnold. He was like, outstanding. Good. From that day forward, I was the lead gunner for the rest of the deployment.
That matters. I don't give a fuck if you like me. You love me on the gun. Well, that's all I need. That's all.
Yeah, he can stand me as a person. He can stand me as a person.
Oh shit.
He see me walking to the defect. He flicked me off. Like I can't stand Arnold. But we went on mission. I could be dead drunk in my chew, and he would wait till I sobered up to put me on that gun to go out, bro. I miss those days, man.
Oh, it wasn't life just simple then?
It was simple. Now it's just politics make you mad, man.
Oh, politics, anger, and just I got it.
Was there ever a deployment that you was like, man, on a certain mission, like, hey, I'm not gonna make it home, so we finna go all out?
There was one that I made a bad plan. That's why, I tell people now that the only time the perfect plan exists is when you're planning. Once you leave, it's fucked. There was a dude named Zabit Jalil who was in the crew with Ahmad Shah, who were the guys that ambushed the lone survivor, Operation Red Wings, and the lone survivor. And Zabit, so I was involved with the recovery of Marcus Luttrell. And then a couple years later, I was running an outstation in Asadabad, Afghanistan, which is right by Pesh River Valley and Korangal Valley and Shuriak Valley, which is where Lone Survivor happened. So Zabit Jalil popped in the other side of the border a couple years later. He's in Pakistan, but there's also 2 Al-Qaeda safe houses, like a click and 2 clicks in. And I look at my ROEs, and if I can get them to shoot at me, get a positive identification and say troops in contact, I can pursue for 10 clicks. We can hit those 2 houses. Like, this is a great op, right? No, it's not a great fucking op. It's stupid. So the plan is we're going to go up there, and we're going to bring a few Afghans with us. We're going to dress in the tiger stripe desert camis that the CIA gives to Afghans, so we don't even look like A&A. We're going to park ourselves up there. They won't know there's any Americans. They'll think you're a bunch of clowns. Once they shoot at us, it's on, and then we can also call air support. So we get up there overnight. We hike up because you can't really insert up there. Hike up. We remain overnight. We remain a long time. Very important for later in the story. Like, we wake up the next day, the sun's coming up, and we can see this like a checkpoint with dudes in brown pajamas and shit. And that's probably Taliban. But there's also a thing called the Frontier Corps, which they're locals in the Federal Administrative Tribal Area, the FATA. that we don't know where their loyalty lies except to their tribes, not even necessarily Islam. But in our great wisdom, we decided to arm them. So there's a fuck ton of guys with American guns on this side. And then you got the Pakistanis. Then you got ISIS and Al-Qaeda. And then maybe not ISIS, but you got Al-Qaeda for sure. And then you got the locals. So this checkpoint, we're not sure who they are. We're like, okay, they're not doing anything. So we send 2 guys down, 2 Afghans. So go down there and tell them we're just whatever. Maybe they'll offer you tea. Tell them there's no Americans. So they do that. They come back. Then these trucks start showing up. We're like, okay, no problem. Here comes the fight. This is going to be easy. We have the high ground. And then another truck shows up. And then another truck. And another fucking truck. It's like, okay, this got real fucking serious. These guys are serious. We know what they're capable of. We have the high ground, but I think we can. I'm the ground force commander. It's like, I think we can, if we can leave, if we get dead space and leave, we can, it's a daytime, it's noon. We can call for extract. They'll come get us. So we leave without them seeing us. They've got a couple hundred meters. So we leave our spot. We get down there. One of the Afghans that I'm with yells, he didn't speak any English, but he yelled his first words in English. He yelled, bad guys, and he points. And I look up, and one of the scariest things I've ever seen is how fast these dudes can move across mountaintops. Brown pajamas and flip-flops, but they're trying to fucking get us on 3 sides now. We're getting ambushed. And I know from experience, we can't just run downhill. They're going to follow us. We got to try to do something here. My radio guy, who's a SEAL, but he's not a SEAL Team 6 guy, that says first gunfight, he has the radio. And he's about 100 meters away, maybe, I don't know, whatever. Let's call it 100 meters. And I'd heard of guys. A Vietnam tactic is keeping your least important shit in your rucksack, your third line gear, because you can drop it. I never heard of anyone doing that, but I do. Drop my ruck, run over to Tony, because like the second line gear I can throw if I want, but I'm not going to. It's just a chest harness. I get to Tony. I'm like, hey, they're coming from that flash checkpoint. Hit them, blah, 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 whatever. And he said, I can't. We don't have air support. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, shit. So now we're there. They have the high ground, and now we're getting pinned down. And they're shooting airburst RPGs at us. There's tracers and shit like flying right past us. And so we're taking fire for an hour. Where we can't even return fire. It's like, it's so bad. And there's a dude like he's like about 10 o'clock, really fucking close, because it's scary. I can hear him yelling. He's a white guy with a red beard. He's yelling, God is greater in Arabic. So I hear this motherfucker go, Allahu Akbar. He's shooting this damn thing. And I'm like, okay, I can see him. That's a Chechen. So this is a serious dude, and this day is going to end one of 2 ways now. We're going to win or we're going to fucking die. And I need to save at least 1 bullet for myself. I do not want to get captured by these fucking people. So whatever, this goes on for an hour, and like I'm thinking, like I'm even thinking, because airbursts, like you're looking at your legs, I'm thinking, what does it feel like now? I'm going to get shot. Does it hurt when you get hit in the head with 7.6? I don't know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And Tony said, hey, I got one. I got a jet. And I'm like, awesome. Hit the flash checkpoint we talked about. He said, I can't. The batteries in my radio just died. Now, I'm a big believer as a leader not to micromanage. I think you should teach your guys how to do their job, but I think due to the sense of urgency, I need to micromanage. And I said, change the fucking batteries, Tony. And he said, I can't. I'm not carrying the spares. Remember, you are. Fuck. They're in the rucksack that I dropped. Anyway, I got to run to that damn thing. I can hear the guys yelling. It's scary shit. I run back to give him the thing. Tony changed them out, and I roll over. There's 2 Army guys behind me. I roll over. They're taking fire, and the humor comes out, like we all know. I grab my dip, and I throw one in, and he goes, they call me Nizro, NSRO, Navy SEAL Rob O'Neill. He goes, Nizro, did you just throw in a new dip? And I go, no, homie, I just freshened up the old one, right? Then he goes, there was some conversation about with the pilot, and it was bombs away, 2 minutes out, or some shit. And I remember thinking, like, what is it, the fucking space shuttle? It turns out the first jet we got was a B-1. B-1 bomber at 60,000 feet. He dropped 2 JDAMs. And this guy's yelling, oh, God is great. And all of a sudden you hear it, the bombs coming in, that sizzle, zzz, like bacon, woof, and an airburst on top of all of them. And then the thing changed, right? So they run back. I blast this guy because I yelled something about God back at him, tired of his mouth. They cross the border. Long story short, we get F-15s in, B-1. We end up bombing Pakistan for 3.5 hours. And because we know we're in pursuit now. They finally fly in Blackhawks to get us. I get on the starboard side and we're flying out. And this is the first time I can see like the battlefield, like in all its beauty and like it's scorched fucking earth. And I'm excited because I get to live. But then I think, holy shit, we just bombed Pakistan. And I'm pretty sure that's an international incident. I'm in charge and I'm probably going to fucking hear about this. And I was right because we fly back to Abad and we get out and there's officers there. I think one was a general. And he said, O'Neill, you realize we're not at war with Pakistan, right? And I said, I was laughing because I'm in a good mood. And I said, yeah, well, we're not, but we sure fucking were today. And you should have seen shit. And he said, yeah, you're either, and he still said, you're either going to get a silver star or you might end up in Leavenworth for the rest of your life. I'm like, super. So that was a funny day and a funny 2 weeks till I found out I wasn't going to Leavenworth because there was ISR watching. So we were ambushed.
Man. You guys didn't do anything you were supposed to do. Hey, we were just defending ourselves.
Well, that's it. I mean, well, they tried. Pakistan came out and said we killed 11 Pakistani troops, which is true, which is crazy to think about getting ambushed by Al Qaeda, foreign fighters, but the Pakistanis are there too. So they admitted to 11, and so we let them eat on that for a while. Then we said, oh, by the way, we have footage. And they're like, oh, my bad. And you can still see it on the internet. It's actually on my Instagram and my link tree. You can see Silver Star footage. It's there. Pretty cool. And they explain it too. Like, here's where this motherfucker's shooting at that poor motherfucker.
Hey, so let's fast forward to when did you first find out? Okay, we about to get Bin Laden.
3 weeks. We thought that Bin Laden was a ghost. We were in Afghanistan. I was running all the outstations in Afghanistan. So I was in Jalalabad on a CIA base. And for anyone who's in the military now listening, if you get a chance to work on a CIA base, fucking do it. It's like a European resort. So I'm on that, and I'm working like it's winding down. Afghanistan. This is 2011. This is like January, February, March, or whatever. And I'm working with the agency, and Bin Laden's a ghost, whatever. It's like I was even a point on some targets where I was a battlefield interrogator. I would fuck with the guy I'm interrogating on target. Like, who are the men of the house? What are their names? Where's Bin Laden? And like he would laugh. Like, oh, yeah, I'm fucking with you. We don't. No one knows. And then we get back, and we're doing a trip because we're going to keep the rotations going. I took my guys to Florida to do some combat diving, but we just finished combat, so we can also get some good R&R. Some good libs, man. Libs per diem, and does the fucking internet work? That's my motto. So we're down there, and we get recalled, and we came in, and they... Well, here's the veteran version of the story that I can't tell on television. I've told it before, but it's gotten me in trouble, but I'm going to tell you guys because it's so fucking funny. We get back, and they call us into a room, and there's 28 dudes, and they said, this is a real mission. This is not a drill. We found a thing. This thing is in a house. This house is in a bowl in between these mountains and a country. You're going to fly in there. You're going to get this thing, bring it back to us, and show it to us. Like, okay, cool. What is the thing? They said, well, we can't tell you. Okay. What mountain range? Can't tell you. What country? Can't tell you. How we get in there? Can't tell you. How much air support? None. Okay. That's our only good answer. Solid answer. No air support. Don't know what we're doing. So we assumed it was going to be Gaddafi in Libya because the Arab Spring had just started in North Africa. They're overthrowing governments. I think our government, based on our history, wants us to fly and get Gaddafi and bring him out. And they can like interview him or whatever. So we're going, and they're not telling us because we're flying off a flat top on Ospreys, which have a shitty track record for crashing. They just don't want to tell us. And we're not bringing the Air Force with us. Only SEALs. So our CCTs and our PJs aren't coming, so figure that out too. So we're getting our gear ready for all this shit, trying to switch. Like if I used to carry a radio, I'm the radio guy, blah, blah, blah. We do this all week, and then Friday they said, okay, go home, be with your kids, and come back on Sunday. 05, we're going to drive to a place, and we're going to read you in on what's happening. And like we'd been in the locker room in the cage area saying, like, dudes coming up from other squadrons, SEAL Team 6 guys, like, hey, man, what's this super secret mission you're doing? I'm like, I don't know. They're like, no, come on. You can tell me. I'm like, I fucking have no idea what we're doing. Like, right. So we're getting ready to go home. They said, go home and be with your kids. And I said, okay, the read-in on Sunday, who's going to be there? And they said, the Vice President, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Navy. And I'm like, what the fuck? And then they go, yeah, the State Department will have a rep, CTC pad, blah, blah, blah. And they're going down this list. And I hear him say CTC pad, and that's CIA counterterror Pakistan, Afghanistan desk. So if we're going into Libya, they're not going to be there. So anyway, I take this home. I don't say anything. Go home, come back, 05. We're driving to a place where the intel people are, and there's 4 guys per van. My boss, one of the senior officers in the back, there's my 2 boys up front driving. I explained to them exactly what I just said to you. Then I said, this isn't Gaddafi. They found Osama bin Laden. My boss looked at me and said, that's exactly what I was thinking. And we calmly have a conversation. The guy driving the vehicle, who's on the mission, the SEAL Team 6 guy, looks me in the eyes in the rearview mirror, and I quote, man, O'Neill, if we kill Osama bin Laden, I will suck your dick. Yeah, that's what he said. And the story's funnier. The story's funnier if you bounce around, because 3 weeks to the day, We're standing in Bin Laden's bedroom, and I look at him. I'm still disheveled because I just blasted Bin Laden. I said, "Hey, homie, now's as good a time as any." So yeah, but then we get down there, we get locked in a room, and there's this team of mainly women, and this commanding officer, SEAL Team 6, and that woman went up front and said, and I can close my eyes and hear it, see it and hear it. The reason you guys are here, this is as close as we've ever been to Osama bin Laden. And there was no cheering. It was just, literally the common answer was, cool, we going right now? Let's go. Like, we didn't need to train. We're ready.
Yeah.
So let's go back to it. I got to get my gun real quick.
So, I mean, I know that's not her real name in the movie. They call her Maya, right?
Yeah, Maya.
Yeah, you said she's one ice in her veins, huh?
I promised I would never describe her. She's hot. And but what I will tell people is if you meet her, I don't care what industry you're in, hire her and let her do whatever she needs to do. She'll figure it the fuck out and you'll win. Yeah, she was that cool, ice in her fucking veins, and she ended up being 100% right about every single person in the house and where they would be.
That's awesome.
100%, and no one believed her 100%. She was that confident in herself, and she was right.
So how did y'all get the initial go?
Well, we were one of 5 options. One was hilarious. One of the options, they said, yeah, you guys can do a multilateral mission with the Pakistanis. We're like, oh, yeah, fuck yeah. Tell them we're coming. We'll definitely find bin Laden. One was us. One was like a bombing campaign. One was a one missile shot or something like that. But we were one of the options. So Admiral McCraven, being the man he is, a brilliant dude, he forward staged us in Afghanistan on one of our bases. So no one's really going to notice that we're there. And this is what's crazy, is there's already another squadron from SEAL Team 6 there. They're already on deployment in the same base. We're just coming in to go kill bin Laden. How fucking pissed should they and jealous should they still be? And they're not. Those are fucking professionals right there, dude. They never said a fucking word. They let us in. They welcomed us. They let us sleep in their extra beds. They fed us, and those motherfuckers got on 47s to rescue us. So they didn't even fly stealth birds. They flew into Abbottabad also. Just they had like alien technology. They did not. Those are fucking bad dudes. I got off on a tangent again, but that's how we went over there just so when we got the green light, we were ready to go. So, and we did get the green light on a Friday to launch either Saturday or Sunday, late April, early May.
What was going through your head flying?
I'd accepted death. I said goodbye to my daughters and my wife. I said it without being able to say where we're going because we couldn't tell anyone. We weren't even supposed to be overseas. Like with my daughter, who I'm actually with this week, who was 3 at the time, I couldn't tell her. I had to kiss her and look her in the eyes, and I said I got to go, and knowing I'm not going to see her again ever. She didn't know that, but she ran upstairs. She grabbed a Hello Kitty carry-on bag. She put one of her pillows and Mr. Elephant in it and said, well, when you come home, you got to take me on vacation. Or as well as a 3-year-old can say that. So that's it. I kiss her goodbye. I leave. Now I'm with my boys and I accept death. This is good because, and we talked about this. I've mentioned this before in public that we did have the conversation about not going. Why are we going if we know we're going to die? And we decided we're not going after bin Laden for the fame. We're not getting that fucking reward. We're going after Osama bin Laden for the first Americans who were forced to fight Al-Qaeda to the death, toe-to-toe with their hands. And those are the passengers on United Flight 93. We're going for the single mom who dropped her kids off at elementary school on a Tuesday, and then an hour later she jumped to her death out of a skyscraper because that's a better alternative. And she made a choice as she looked down, and her last gesture of human decency was holding her skirt down. She was not supposed to do that day. They weren't supposed to fight. We're supposed to fight. That's why we're going. And then it was almost a Braveheart moment with the guys. Like, you could take yourself off of this at any time, and you'll live for 40 years, 50 years. Great. Someone will replace you. But if you were on your deathbed and you could give every single day you had from now until then, would you give them all back for one shot at this? And the answer is fucking yes, get on the fucking helicopter. And then it's like, honest to God, what I was thinking was, what a fucking ending. Because we might die, but that motherfucker's going with us. And this is the team, and we're here to fucking kill him. Your worst nightmare just showed up.
Wasn't there something that you were replaying in your mind, flying?
I was counting. That was a funny thing too, because I was the straight up ferocity and seriousness of combat, the precision shooting, the where you're gonna go, and then the humor that just smacks you in the fucking face. I was counting from 0 to 1,000 and 1,000 to 0 because we got a 90-minute flight in helicopters that we don't know if they work. We know the pilots are the best in the world, but they've been flying these for a week. We don't know. We don't know if the baddest ass fucking private in the Pakistani Air Force is on duty tonight, watching this way instead of that way. He's going to shoot us down. Getting shot down by a missile is not going to be stopped by me worrying about it. So I'm not going to fucking worry. I'm over it. And I learned that in training. Just get over it. What is bothering you right now? Fine. Does your worry help? No. Fucking get over it. So I'm counting, and as I'm counting, I'm sitting on a trifold hunting chair, and I'm looking around at my guys, like Cairo, the working dog, the badass fucking Malinois. He's right next to me. His handler, Chesney's right there. He wrote a book about him called No Ordinary Dog. Actually, I'll talk to him. I'll get him on this podcast for you guys. He's a crazy story. Another Bin Laden guy. So he's there, and I'm very motivated. I look over. One of my bros I went through training with 8 years prior, whatever. Baddest motherfucker. I look at him. He put on his headphones, and he's asleep. And my thought, I'm about to go die with this guy. My thought was, you are asleep literally on the ride to Osama bin Laden's house. Like, you have ice in your veins, and I now understand why women find you attractive. That's why I started laughing. I'm like, what the fuck was that?
Girl, just thinking about it, Robert.
Yeah. And then here's another part of the mission too, like with the camaraderie and how everyone in line for the mission has to do their part. The crew chief reached over me and he opened the door 2 minutes out. And he did that, but then I thought, okay, that guy never gets mentioned as a hero. His job is to keep the helicopter flying. His job is to open the fucking door. That's very, very important. If that helicopter didn't make it here, and if we landed and couldn't open the door, you got 2 helicopters full of assholes that can't get out. If we got hit with a missile, his family would be just as sad as my family. That guy's a goddamn hero. He opened the door. Here we are in a resort town. Like, this is not a desert anymore. I know there's a golf course and there's electricity, and I'm like, my last thought before chaos happened was, this is some serious Navy SEAL shit we're about to do. And the first, I was in the second helicopter. The first one, Dash 1, was supposed to hover in front of the Bin Laden's house and the guest house in the front yard. They're going to fast rope, kick the ropes, go down snipers, watching them snipers go down. Bird takes off, snipers get high ground. We're going to drop snipers, dog, machine gun, terp outside. My team's going to the rooftop. We're going to fast rope on Bin Laden's house. Then we're going to just fucking literally jump onto his balcony. Get like one of the snipers, like, is going to lean over, maybe take a shot upside down, because that's where the fight's going to happen. If not, he's going to run down the stairs. We're going to hit him this way. That's our plan. Immediately, the helicopter went down to the front yard. The reason that happened is because it was warmer. The fence was different than our training. An updraft. Who knows? But we had the best pilot in the world at flight lead. He knew someone inexperienced would try to power through that and roll it, and everyone's dead. He also knew if he can turn it and skim the tail of this bird across that fence and stick the nose, they might live. And he had less than the blink of an eye to decide that, and he did it. And even the guys in the bird later said, we went from complete free fall to death to stop, get out, right? How cool is that? I wasn't even in that bird. I get goosebumps. So then our bird goes outside, drops our dudes off, and he goes up and comes right back down. And all that happened there is that pilot saw him do that and realized, well, I can't hover either. Fuck it, get out. And that's how awesome TF-160 is in a nutshell. Like, the most dudes, plus or minus 30 seconds, these are the fucking guys. They're your pros. So they drop us out. I remember stepping out thinking, fuck it, I guess we just start the war from here. I know where, because of the preparation, I know where I am. I know where the points of entry are, but the perfect plan's gone. That's your point right there. Make sure you're prepared. Fuck your plan. But looking at his house from that side, I know off to my left, which is the northeast corner, there's going to be a double door. Guess what we're going to go put on that? C6, 7-footer. Fuck it worked before. Breacher goes up, puts the C6 on, blasts it, and it's the door open, but it's a brick wall now behind it. And the breacher turns around and goes, failed breach. This is bad. I said, no, this is good. That's a fake door, and nobody does that. He's in there. Nobody does that. So now we know the other door on our right, so one of the snipers, the sniper team leaders out there, we're like, hey, we're going to blast the carport now. And there's a conversation there, whatever. The carport's a double door on the, now same wall, other side of his, Bin Laden's house here. We tried this door. Now we're going to go over here to this door. And that's actually on the cover of Zero Dark 30. So this one definitely opens. Cars come in and out. We say we're going to blast it. And someone said, no, don't blast it. We'll just open it. The door opens and a thumbs up came out with a glove that I recognized. Here's where it gets confusing because I didn't know they crash landed. I heard Dash 1 saying Dash 1 going around. Dash 1 going around. because they must have taken fire. They're doing a racetrack. They were just saying Dash 1 going down. I didn't know that. But now I'm in a position in combat especially, but in life also, it doesn't matter why I'm here. I just am. I talk to football teams, college pro football teams a lot, and I remind the offense, it doesn't matter why it's 2nd and 15. It just is, right? We can sit here and bitch at the fucking left tackle or the center all we want, but what we all have in common is the clock is ticking. What the fuck are you going to do about it? Now, you're going to call timeout, you're going to call a fucking play. Go. So that's where we're at. So the guys are in a gunfight. They already killed 3 terrorists. The team from Dash 1 already did a great job. We're inside his house. I get in his hallway. 2 people dead here. I get in this room. My guys are working down the long hallway. And I get, obviously in a gunfight, you want to get out of the hallway. It's just good business. So I get out. There's one dude here from the bird that crashed. And I'm watching and I'm looking for bombs. Like, this house should be blown up now. If anyone's going to martyr himself, kill us all, it's Bin Laden. But I don't see anything. And I'm watching my guys thinking, that's so fucking cool. Because they could have stayed outside. Only a pussy would stay outside. They came in. And they're slow as smooth as fast. We're going to fucking do this. I'm not afraid of this shit. Or maybe I'm afraid of this shit, but I'm going to keep moving. So then this guy says to me, he goes, helicopter crashed. And it's quiet. We don't talk. You can hear kids crying. That's it. He goes, helicopter. And I go, oh, fuck, my God, what helicopter crashed? Because remember, we have the 47s behind us. So I think they got shot down. I just lost 40 dudes. I'm like, oh, my God. He goes, bro, our helicopter crashed in the front yard. Like, you walked right past it. And I try to get cute. I'm like, well, I was looking at Bin Laden's house, so I didn't see, I don't know. As we're saying this, the sniper and the handler, Cheese, and Cairo, the dog, their job is to do full racetracks around the whole thing. And they didn't know they crashed, but they see the tail of the helicopter. So the sniper came over the radio. These are the conversations being had. The sniper came over the radio and said, guys inside, be on alert. They're definitely ready for us. They've got a training mock-up of our super secret helicopter in the front yard. Yeah. So obviously there's an awkward pause. And the ground force commander comes over and goes, no, jackass, that's ours because we crashed. And the sniper goes, yeah, that makes a lot more sense than the shit I was just saying. Carry on. So, yeah, so we just get there. And then the woman that found Bin Laden, because we're big on the intel thing, too. Like, I would tell intel reps, so I don't want you to tell me how many men, women, and children are there. I want you to tell me how many people you've seen, and I'll just get there and figure out who they are. Don't, because I don't want you to tell me there's definitely a left turn. I'm anticipating that and it's a right turn. Just let me figure it out. Get in the situation. Never anticipate something's going to go a certain way. Just see it and acknowledge it. But she said you will run into a stairwell, and here's how cool she was. She said you will run into Khalid bin Laden. That's his son. He will be armed, and if you can ace him, you get a shot at the big guy, which is badass. We get there. Sure enough, he's there, and he spins around this thing. He's on a banister on these stairs, and we're still quiet. I'm like 8 dudes back, but I'm going to watch. Like, I normally should take guys back, especially fighting up in an urban environment. But we're going to die anyway. I don't have a shot, but I got to watch. What is he doing? He just whispered to him, man. He said, Khalid, come here. Khalid, come here. In Urdu and Arabic. He said it in 2 languages. That's how smart this dude was. He knew 2 languages Khalid knew. And Khalid got confused and said, what? And like, that was dope, dude.
So it's not like the movie where he said, Osama.
No, that was Khalid. We did say Khalid, but then we get to, so I'm still back. So they kill him. I step over him. The guys who were in front of me, except the number 1 man, or who ended up being the number 1 man, whoever it was, he takes pointing up the last set of stairs, going to the 3rd floor where Bin Laden lives. He'd already taken a shot. Then I get there, and other guys split to left and right. So they're clearing these because you want to get rid of unknowns, unknown space, unknown people before you clear up. But he took a shot at something, and now he's there. And because I'm the last guy there, I will turn into the 2 man because someone needs to have. I don't need control of him, but I need to have positive. He needs to know I'm there. I don't need to tell him what to do, but he needs to know I'm there because his job is to look forward. My job is to find more dudes. And once I get him, I squeeze. That's effective communication. We're going to go up the stairs, but he's convinced this is a suicide bomber. We got to go now. We can beat him. We got to go. I got nobody else. It's 2 of us. I'm like, and I remember thinking for me, it wasn't bravery. It was just, he's going to blow up. And the guy in front of me was brave. I was thinking, I want to get it over with. I'm tired of fucking thinking about blowing up. Go. So he goes up, moves that curtain. And he, there's these 2 people, they're women, that he thought were suicide bombers. So he moved them. And he talked to Bill McRaven later, the point man did. And the way he explained it to McRaven, I don't know how this guy doesn't have a Medal of Honor. He'll never advocate for himself, but I will. He just said, he didn't know it was me. He knew it was this guy. He said, you thought they were suicide bombers. You jumped on the explosion. He goes, well, I didn't want the guy behind me to die, sir. Like, what else? Anyway, because he went one way, I went the other. He went left, I went right. There's bin Laden standing there. 3 feet away, he's in front of his. There's another woman there, Amal bin Laden. She'd been shot in the legs, and he's not hurt. He's a threat. He's skinnier than I thought. He's got a hat on or whatever, and he's a suicide bomber. I got to take him out. Boom, boom, shot him 3 times, and then I moved them all because we are the good guys, and SEALs are coming in immediately, and I don't want her to get hurt. We're just the good guys. And I even looked down at his 2-year-old son. I'm a father. We're all fathers. I look at a 2-year-old kid, a boy, and I'm like, my initial reaction was, this kid's got fucking nothing to do with this. What the fuck are we doing over here? I mean, obviously we know over there, but that's the emotions. Then I put them down and turn around. The guys are in the room. It's time to take a picture, but I'm a little disheveled because I should be dead, but I'm not. And the dude, I'm doing whatever, and a dude comes up and goes, hey, you good? I said, no, what do we do now? And he said, now we find the computers. Like, you've done this hundreds of times. We do this every night, bro. I said, yeah, you're right. I'm back. Holy shit. And he said, yeah, you just killed Osama bin Laden. Your life just changed. Get to fucking work.
So what kind of optic were you running, Robert?
I stayed with the 15s, the 18s. Sorry,
Okay.
the dualies. The quad nods had just come out, and some guys wore those, and they're fantastic. They're obviously better, but I'd done hundreds of jumps, skydives, hey-hos on the duals. I've done all my night stuff on the dualies. I'm like, I know how they work. I know when they need to be changed with the battery. I'm not going to go with a new piece of gear on the fucking bin Laden raid. So it's like, I'll wear the same boots.
I got you. No, like optic on your weapons. You have like a CCO. Do you have a?
I had an EOTech.
Oh, nice. EOTech.
And then I had a
faithful.
Oh, dude, I'm telling you. Yeah. No, I wanted to make a shirt that said the last thing bin Laden saw was an EOTech.
Nice, man.
And then I had was it the PEC 5s, the tan ones? PEC 5?
PEC 15s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The PEC 5, is it?
So you were running 5.56 too?
Yeah, I carried a 77 grain hollow point.
Nice. Oh,
which
man.
I think is against the Geneva Convention, but that mission was illegal anyway.
Now, when you first came in the room, now 2 guy, you just boom, boom, actions, violent on action. Did you pause?
No, I paused after, and then I clicked back and realized, okay, we need his picture for sure. I actually, if they release the photos, those are my gloves. I have the gloves actually right over there.
Nice.
I'm looking at them. I have the gloves. My gloves are the ones in the picture. I had to hold his head together. His head was messed up. And then we got to get him in a body bag. We got to do SSE, sensitive slight exploitation. We got to find stuff. Then we found like 2, maybe 3 offices on the 2nd floor, I think, and there was stuff in his room. And we're realizing on scene, like, we didn't know if he's a senile old man. We don't know if this is just a figurehead to say we did it, but he's running the show there. I did find a shit ton of opium. I had that conversation too. It's like, I can ditch my med kit, fit a whole shit ton of raw opium in my cargo pocket. I'm kidding. It's funny.
Did y'all gain really a lot of intelligence that helped you guys out from that?
There's a book that was released, and I've read it once. I'll probably read it again, called The Bin Laden Papers. And it's the stuff that we found. It's a lot of his journals, pre 9/11, what his goals were, 9/11 itself, immediately after, and then post. It's interesting as shit to see what they were planning, what they were doing, and why. It's some of the there's so much shit we found is declassified. No one's really read it, but you understand the ideology of Al Qaeda, of the Wahhabist version of Sunni Islam. It's good, man.
That's awesome, man. And it was crazy to hear because I work on the flight line at Fort Campbell, and you did the debrief there, huh?
Yeah, we got done. So we got done. The 47 came in, pulled us out. The other Super C, we blew one up. The other one went up, met another. I have things haunt me. Something just hit me. Whatever. I'm used to it. It's so scary. I'm used to it. I felt his hand hit my hand. So we got back, ran into the other team. Everyone's fine. Ran into Maya, showed her the body, which is hilarious because it was nothing like the movie. She basically went over there and looked down and said, well, I guess I'm out of a fucking job, and left. It was awesome to see that. And then we went up to Bill McRaven saw it. We brought him over. Actually, that was a bizarre time too, because the whole team's there, and I'm thinking like, man, we're going to be best friends for fucking ever. The ground force commander, I saw him grab Bill, so we just landed. He grabbed Bill McRaven and said, "You want to meet the guy who killed bin Laden?" He brought McRaven over to me, and I remember McRaven put his hand here looking down, and he looked at me and said, "Well, your life just changed forever." And I'm like, I'm kind of getting sick of hearing that because, all right, the team fucking got bin Laden. I get it. Then we flew him. I mean, it was nice to hear. It was awesome. McRaven did such a good job. Then we get up, we fly him up on a C-130 to Bagram. We hand over all the super secret stuff. The agency's doing their stuff. Now that's where they're giving him like the official DNA test and the official pictures and all the official shit that some stuff might be recorded but didn't quite happen, but it sounds awesome. And they bring us breakfast sandwiches. And I remember Bin Laden's body's here. He's like at my feet. He's right here. President Obama comes out on this TV we're watching and says, "Tonight I can report to the American people and to the world, the United States conducted an operation that killed Osama bin Laden, the leader of Al-Qaeda." I hear the president of the United States say Osama bin Laden. I look at Osama bin Laden. I think to myself, how the fuck did I get here from Butte, Montana? I take a bite of this Army-made breakfast double-decker sandwich and think, this is the best fucking sandwich I've ever had in my life. Literally, that's how it went down, because I got dumped by a fucking girl in college. Here I am.
Now, do you consider this maybe a defining moment of your career?
Oh, I mean, whether I consider it or not, it is. There's no putting that toothpaste back. I can't get away from it. I mean, even now, if you get heat, I like a common one is, "Oh, I'm Rob O'Neill. I haven't talked about Bin Laden for 3 minutes." It's like, well, stop asking me, and you'll never hear about it again. Mm-hmm. Which is, I mean, it's great. I mean, it's a great thing. It's 1,000% a team job. I mean, the fucking 4 pilots were way more important than my dumbass. I was smart enough to carry a sledgehammer and a gun and be told to go there and follow your guys, right? The intel people, I saw her on the way to the helicopter. McCraven just gave us an awesome speech. We're walking to the helicopters to go after Bin Laden, and she was outside pacing. And I said, "Why are you nervous?" And she goes, "Are you fucking kidding me? Why aren't you nervous?" And I said, "Oh, I do this every night. I get in a helicopter, I fly somewhere, I fuck with someone, I come back." And then I go, "Of course, you just need to be right on this one, so I guess I understand why you're nervous. See you in a few hours."
Yeah, hey, Osama bin Laden, bro.
That was the first time we'd seen his picture on one of the, not GRG, but whatever the thing where you're carrying the target on your wrist. Like, it's the first time, like they had his name and then his aliases. I remember thinking, look, motherfucker, if I run into him, I'm gonna know who he is. Like, I don't need his aliases. Like, someone behind a burqa that's 6'4" happens to look like Bin Laden. I think his name's Fatima. Nah. Yeah. Bye, motherfucker.
Now, I wanted to ask you a quick question. Did you get that Prada deal?
Isn't that funny? No. Yeah, that was I bought Prada sunglasses when I went in a mall before the Bin Laden raid to buy stuff for my daughters, because I'm never going to see them again. I don't know what you buy a going away forever present. But on the way out, I was so disheveled, I bumped into a sunglass hut, and there was Prada sunglasses on sale for $240. And I looked down and I thought, I'm a chief in the Navy, dude. I can't afford these, but I'm going to be dead next week, and I have an American Express. Pow! So I carried them with me on the Bin Laden raid. I thought I might need them if we have to steal cars and drive. It'd be cool. Imagine driving this fucking stolen car after killing Bin Laden in Pakistan. That's a movie right there. I hope someone's listening. Yeah. But then I thought in marketing, like if you put a Navy SEAL on a billboard with tattoos, a gun, and sunglasses, and it says, if you only have 1 day left to live, you might as well wear Prada. Like that's a slogan, man. But no, I haven't heard from him. But if Maui Jim's listening, I'll lie and say it's Maui Jim. Trying to get them sponsorships, man.
Bin Laden, bro. I think everybody would have loved to try to do something like that, but ain't nobody got the balls to be. If they ask random people in the army, be like, "Hey, man, you gonna go on a mission to go shoot or something?" They be like, "Eh."
Well, I think this is why
They didn't tell
selections
y'all?
are necessary. You need to see the guys that are just willing to do it, and it's more of a reason just to surprise yourself with who would be willing and who wouldn't be. Just who's going to be the guy to do it. And that's why they have to have the selections, and that's why when someone's special, you can call them special, but not some boot. You need to have people that are there to do the real job that are special. And there are people out again like shit. Ask me right now if I'm going. Fuck no. I'm saying right here.
I'll do it. I think I got one more deployment in me, man. I was recon, man. I got one more in me, man.
Well, I will have a case of your favorite beer waiting for you when you get back.
Let me see, since you've been out for a second now, like, what do you miss most about the teams, man?
I miss the camaraderie with the guys. I miss one really good thing about where we were, the budget we had, and our skill set is we knew that eventually we need to be really good at skydiving. So we used to take the best skydiving in the world is right outside of Tucson, Arizona. And so we would take jump trips, all the really scary hard ones, the nighttime hey-hos, and then the fun ones, just to get used to flying. We're in Arizona, so we'd stay at the Marriott on the campus of University of Arizona, skydive all day, go to Trident Bar and Grill on Speedway Boulevard, owned by Nelson Miller, a retired Navy SEAL. I fucking miss that. I'm actually ready to go right now to Tucson and skydive. Let's do this.
Hey, I'm free. Let's go, man.
All right, let's go.
Now, what about the teams you don't miss at all?
Oh shit, I don't miss the sewing circles and the rumor mill. I don't miss TF Pink. So we like TF Green was Delta, TF Blue was us, TF Night was SAS. We had TF Pink. Those were the fucking wives because they had the best intel lines because they didn't have to worry about OPSEC. So I don't miss them, but they talk a lot. No, I just miss the guys. I miss the community. I miss the lifestyle, the Harley rides on Sundays. I mean, even the shit like the Misery Loves Company. Tuesday morning swims every single day, every single week, regardless of the weather. And Virginia sucks, but I miss the bus rides to swim in freezing ass cold weather with my guys, and then hit the gut trucky to fucking patty melt, drink beers all day. It's like that. I miss that shit.
Yeah, man, the camaraderie was something different.
Yeah, it's camaraderie. And long story shorter, it's just camaraderie. I miss that.
That's it, man. Like, and throughout them deployments and going overseas, like losing a teammate, man. How did you handle that?
Yeah, again, too, just with the realization that it happens. I was just joking a minute ago about being haunted, but I'm serious with that stuff too. But it's not a demon. I get reminded that it's whatever I'm pissed about right now is not that bad. Like I get hit if I'm pissed about something will fall. I'm serious too. So like it could be the energy. I open up a wormhole. I don't know if I'm being fucked with, whatever. But it just little shit like that reminds me. So, never forget never forget the fallen. Give them a proper Memorial Day. Every day is Memorial Day, but little things like when someone says Happy Memorial Day, it's like, well, it's a blessed Memorial Day, and it's not for me. It's about them. But again, too, what you got to realize, you mentioned your best friend. It's like, and I mentioned not liking certain parts or politics or why are we here. What it comes down to, the simplicity of keeping it simple, is you won every fight you were in. It's because of the fucking person next to you, and that's why you fought and won, and that's all that mattered. We won our fights. Politics, withdrawals, fuck them. We won our fights. We had our brothers. We still have our brothers, and they're just the ones we've lost. They're just waiting on us. They'll be there. And make notice too, bro. When next time you're having a shit day at home and something happens, your dishwasher should be running and it just stopped. That's your boy. Saying, hey, it's okay. See you soon. Don't worry about it. Not a big deal.
Yeah, our man on the Fiddler's Green, man, when I go on the way, man.
I'll already be there.
No, was when you got out, was it leaving the military harder than joining the military? Or
leaving the military was difficult because they don't have they might be better now, but they don't have a lot of interest in making your transition successful for you because they did train you to do what you did there, and now you're not doing anything else for them. So technically, the way I look at it is they don't owe me anything, but I don't owe them anything. I love vets. I love helping out when I can, but if we don't do shit together, that's fine. But that was hard because I don't have a college degree. I do have kids. I don't have health care. I don't get a retirement. What am I going to do? I don't have any. So that was a hard part. I was fortunate to have terminal leave and I was able to figure it out, but I couldn't imagine getting booted all of a sudden. Like, thanks for coming. And thank you for my service. And then just done. So it's difficult. I've actually started a foundation called Special Operators Transition Foundation, which does just that. It helps guys and a lot of veterans, especially now with the product that's coming out of college, the shit product. I have so many people I work with, CEOs, people run businesses that say, I will hire a veteran that has no idea what I do. I know what I'm getting, and I will just train him on this job. And I didn't realize, like, my communication skills, the ability to lead, be led, and manage stress sometimes, or the ability to realize I didn't manage that stress well and then learn from it, like, that's from the military.
So what was that goes into my next question for you then. What was the biggest identity struggle after your transition?
The train keeps moving. They don't owe you anything. That comes along with it. That I think it would be important if I was a senior enlisted leader now, or just in the military, the realization that you're welcome on this train anytime. But once you jump off, it's not going to be here. So, it's a lot of hard knocks. Like you join the military at a certain age, you stay there. Once you leave, though, look at the Army. Like, you could realistically retire with 20 years at 37, and that's a baby, man. You got life. And again, too, like, I don't know if we're giving kids advice or or active duty advice. Like, get that degree while you're in. Take advantage of there's a lot of really good programs. Like with me, I said I did 3 deployments on ships. Pull into Spain or Greece or Italy, I'd run to the fucking pub. Go see some history, learn some shit. You know, take advantage of it. But you're also a lot more employable than you realize. But you're gonna miss some of your friends, that's for sure.
We when I was stationed in Germany, I'm not a beer drinker at all, but I like German beer.
German beer's a different animal, isn't it?
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
then
they're not messing around over there.
and then I was in Bamberg, and we shut Bamberg down, and because I was in the 173rd, and then they sent us to Italy. I had never drank wine before, and I drunk wine in Italy.
I mean, these aren't bad problems to have.
Yeah, I know. What was your first?
It's better than standing around in your boots and no pants trying to stir shit in diesel.
Oh, brother, you said it. You said it. What was your first? Oh crap! I'm a civilian now. Moment.
The first time I paid taxes. What the fuck? This is my fair share. I like it better when Uncle Sam was taking shit out of my paycheck. I didn't know any better.
All right, so I just want to thank you for coming on, Robert. We appreciate you, man, and thank you, Robert.
Thanks,
we
brother.
appreciate you, brother.
Sorry to jump off. I'll be in touch, though. We'll do that other stuff I was talking about. Thank you so much for having me, guys.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Cheers.
Bye.